Hello, everybody. I'm Vinnieart, and welcome. It's Sunday, so it's time to chill, folks. I'm here with my scooter gang from Boba Fett's Book of Boba Fett here. We got Red Gaze.
From Broom. Yeah, I call it the red scooter.
He's got the red scooter.
I love
Chris,
it.
I guess you got the purple one. I see purple back there.
Oh, God. The bisexual lit scooter.
Uh-oh. He's going to do the Mr. Pink conversation from Reservoir Dogs.
Why we got to be Mr. Pink?
How you doing, Chris?
Hey.
We have author Stephen Walton in the house. Looks like he's got white there. Do you have a white scooter?
I guess I have a white scooter today. What's going on? Hail the chat. Hail all you guys out there. Please share the link, smash the like. Support your independent creators. What's up, Vinny?
Hail, brother, man. It's good to see you. We also got Tommy in the house. He's got green.
He's going to be holding a white rag to polish.
Oh, yeah. I see. Well, I see we got somebody who's also bearing low fruit, just like a Dinklage, and we got Walton on here. That's awesome. So, how's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good.
The first thing Vinny said to me was, "All right, let's get our F-bombs out before the show starts." And then you popped in, and I knew this is why, Vinny. This right here, he couldn't help himself.
You got such a short fuse, Walton.
You can say fudge. Say fudge.
I love you, brother.
Yeah, it's because of the stupid algorithms with this Facebook nonsense, man. They're getting worse and worse. They like on Friday, they took me right away. They limited my stream, and we didn't even curse in that one. But I think it might have been the old Fouch jabs. I don't know. Anyway, we do have one more scooter in the house. He's got a rainbow with him. How you doing, Tone?
Good. I was going to say I'm more of like Pedro Pascal's discharge, but
holy crap, dude! How you doing, my friend?
Good, man. It's a beautiful
Excellent.
Weekend. Yeah, everything's beautiful. Yeah.
Jeez.
You guys are getting the nor'easter, huh?
Yeah, man. That's
yeah.
hashtag pray for Florida. Never mind.
Hashtag pray for the iguanas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Because they're cold-blooded. They're freezing and they're just falling out of the trees. I've seen it all over the news. It's been pretty hilarious, kind of. Like, they just pick them right up. They're like, they're still alive. They just can't move. Oh, my God. But, it's been kind of crazy. I hope everybody who's, up north, you guys are keeping warm and being safe. I know there's a couple places already. There's been power outages. I've been in that stuff years ago when I lived in New York, and yeah, I know how messed up it could be. But
well, you know what? I want to just say this real quick, though, Vinny. I mean, you talk about the power outages that they're having up there. Why weren't they prepared? Weren't they lambasting Texas about not being prepared for something?
Right.
Yep. Well, it's planned. They're going to blame it at Russia. Watch. They're going to do that. They're going to take out more grids, and they'll be like, that's why we're all going to war.
Are you guys not getting it in Florida? The whole, just because I heard there was a huge storm on the East Coast, but I saw some pictures of Boston. Like, it looks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, now,
it's snow up here.
Yeah, it's 49 degrees right now where I'm at, and I'm just a little bit above Miami. Last night it went down to the 30s, so that's pretty interesting, man. Like I said, for Florida, that's damn cold. And then it's the humid air too, so that's what really sucks because it really freezes everything pretty good. Walton is here. Keely Chow, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Adega Outlaw, what's up, Doc? Hope you're doing good, man. Feeling great.
What's up,
yeah, man.
I have another theory here, though. What if it's not the cold that's making the iguanas fall out of the trees? What if it's Walton?
What? What are you saying, man?
He's making those trees shake. Is that what you're getting at?
If this trees are rocking.
Why are we still on this? I don't even understand where that joke came from. I don't want to know where it came from. It doesn't treat this.
It's not a joke.
It is totally a joke.
Tree humping is not a joke, sir.
It sounds like somebody saw you, or they have footage somewhere. Tommy, did you put it up on OnlyFans yet?
Oh,
or is it the website is Only Trees with Stephen Walton?
Oh man,
he asked for it. He wanted to come on tonight. No, I'm kidding. Shadow Hawk, how you doing, brother?
Hey.
Hope everyone's
Yeah,
well
Shadowhawk.
and warm. It's
By the
freezing
way,
around here.
Real quick, Shadowhawk, I want to
Yeah.
say thank you very much for the shout out on Instagram, my brother, and thank you for backing. Appreciate it.
Excellent, man. Yeah, and I want to give a big shout out to Mark with the C, man. He did a great review. He said some great words over on Twitter about both my book and Fatal J's. And I thought that was really awesome that he did that. He gave a good shout out to us. And because it's about supporting the indies. And bam, Chris is just showing you two, man, right there. So man, Ninja Blast and City of Venus, Dead City, got some good praise today, and I'm really happy about that, man. Because again, good people, and they're picking up some good books. And dude, we're gonna get a lot more coming. Like I said, tons of great projects all around. People on this panel. We got a lot set up for this year and going into next year as well. So just stay tuned. I'm getting extra close to finishing Shadow of the Kraken as well. Told you all the pencils and inks are done. I am in the single digits for how many more pages I need to paint up. I don't want us to give a number yet, but we're getting there. So it's just going to be after that, putting the words on, and then getting it edited, and then off to the printers. So that's the game plan right now, and it's looking good. So first quarter is what it looks like right now still. So excellent stuff right there. But I was still saying hi to people. So we have the King of the Squibs and his Squib Nation. Again, I thought it had to do with the Netflix show, but apparently not. I'm still kind of clueless on what the Squibs are. But I'm happy you're always here. Good person.
Hail, brother.
Awesome one. Also in the house, man. How you doing, man? Thank you for being here. Yeah, Cold Civil War on a global scale. Yep. Things are getting crazy. But and they don't have to, Blair de Blair. Okay, it's a new one, but thank you for being here. I hope
live
you're
and
gonna
let
enjoy.
live.
Yeah, pretty much. Man.
That's impossible anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, where we go? Omega Arts. Hail, brother. Thank you for being here as well. Like I said, I for some reason I still have some kind of leftover from this stupid coof. I don't know what it is, but it comes at different times at night and in the morning still. This is driving me crazy.
You're wrong, Vinny. You're wrong. It's with you at all times.
Just like the Sorcerer Supreme. The Sorcerer Supreme, you won! Where was I? I lost my place here. Who do we have here? Bless Dungleberry.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
See that
yeah.
bridge. That
The
bridge in
negative-
Pennsylvania.
How
What happened?
convenient that happened
Yeah, bridge-
before Biden came to speak about infrastructure.
Yeah, that was convenient.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, a bridge
Crazy.
just collapsed right in the middle of a park. Just
Hey,
Oh,
as
what's
it
that?
happens, because it's Pete Buttigieg. He's like, yeah, the roads are racist. We need to change those policies. What? Why don't you fix everything? The roads are racist. What does this have to do with anything? Just get
Well,
your
did
shit
you
done.
see the one they were talking about? The cars are too wide. We need thinner cars.
Oh, things are getting just
is
ridiculous.
that fat shaming a car?
They
They
want
just want them to be able to fit up their rectum.
That's what somebody else said, Chris. Somebody else legitimately said that in the post. Actually, I think it was Piper that might have said it. That was that's a good one.
Oh, am I glitching? As I'm seeing right now in the private chat here. You guys said there's a bit
Just
of
a
a glitch
touch here and
delay.
there. It's not bad.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
getting some low res camera too. I don't know if that's on my end though.
Oh, really? I'm clear on mine. Bars look okay tonight.
Maybe
who
it's
knows?
just me.
We have big storms everywhere.
Yeah.
Could be a tree might be blowing in the wind, and that was enough to throw off our cable system. Tommy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Walton, get out of that tree.
Oh no!
What are you doing up
is
there?
is that not where we're going? Oh, I'm sorry.
We also have the lovely Sherry's in the house. Thank you for being here, Sherry. Always lovely. What about? How you doing, my friend? Great seeing you too. We were talking a little bit about that Book of Boba Fett thing. So, all right, this show, I stopped watching it. I saw the first 2 episodes and said, okay, I'm out. Then someone put up a photo of the Scooter Gang. So I had to fast forward. I wanted to see the Scooter Gang. Holy crap, was that so stupid? I laughed and they shut it off. I guess what was it? The fourth one I skipped it, and then well, I heard he wanted to write a Rancor, and Danny Trejo was in there, and I'm going, what? This makes no sense.
That's a press
Okay.
Rancor, by the way.
So, and then I was told that the fifth episode apparently. Oh, hold on, we have some Russian invasion in my chat.
Do svidaniya, comrade.
Do svidaniya. You are blocked. So then the
Oh, you
fifth
just
one I
blocked
heard.
Walton. You just blocked Walton. Now he's gone.
Where'd he go? I didn't
He
block
was the
him.
Russian bot.
He was the Russian bot all along. I knew.
Probably got hit in the head with an iguana.
He said he was on his phone, so maybe that was it. He was
So
humping
he's
a
like
tree,
walking.
and then it just fell on his head and took him out.
He was mid-coitus.
So then I'll keep an eye out for him. But like I said, then I heard that episode 5 was actually, they said if you like Mandalorian, it was actually a really good episode. So I went ahead and I watched it. There was a handful of really stupid moments, but for the most part, it was a pretty good Mando episode. It was a book of Mandalorian on this past one. I was surprised. Like, again, I wasn't going to watch them anymore.
Once again, that's completely done on purpose, though, and this is why I won't watch any of the Disney shit to begin with, because
Right.
they're purposely doing that shit to actually dismantle all the original characters. I mean, look what they've done. Like, nobody has said anything really good about this book of Boba Fett from the beginning, and then the one episode where it's apparently all the Mandalorian, all of a sudden it's good because, well, Disney is better than the original stuff, and that's all that they're pushing with it, as far as I'm concerned. And it's why I won't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, well, they're going to destroy everything regardless. But again, I was bored. It was cold out there. All right, I'm eating lunch. All right, I want to see something mindless, so I put it on. But I like that stuff about the dark saber and all that. So I watched it. But am I sold on this again? No. I was told by a bunch of people, yeah, you got to see it. I put it on. There was some cool stuff, and the CGI was way better. Because most of these episodes have been really bad, if you ask me. And like even like the puppet work, like I don't know, they're pushing. Oh yeah, it's great to do practical shit. No, the Book of Boba Fett it's more of an insult of a show to fans. Oh wait, speaking of insult, Walton's back.
Yeah, sorry about that bad connection. This is Red's favorite show, by the way. Red Gaze loves this show.
Scooter gang, everybody.
What kind of half-ass insult is this, Walton?
I don't know. It's the best I can come up with. I've been going.
Low effort, low energy.
Oh,
I mean,
What's up,
I got
guys?
an E for effort.
You gotta do better.
You got to do better. That's right.
Hell no.
But yeah, has anyone else been seeing or watching any of this crap? Have you seen any of it? Or you're like Tom and you're like, no, boycott stands firm.
Well, they say the opposite of love isn't hate, but indifference, and I am indifferent to I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Dude, these episodes really are a joke. But yeah, the Book of Mando, I'll still give it not a full thumbs up, but just a wiggle. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that they're still trying. It's like that like a broken train. It's like I think I can. No, you can't. You can't.
No.
But, you know, no. I think the whole Evil Knievel Boba here is more entertaining. This meme is more entertaining than
Well,
that
That is a
show.
damn good meme.
Isn't it? This is the way.
Yeah.
But oh my god, how many episodes is this crap? Is it over or I don't even know.
I only got up to the Power Ranger episode, and I fell off. So I think it's like 7 episodes. I think.
7. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
What's up, Frankie? Frankie, I know he completely skipped it. He's like, nah, that's shit. Because this guy to me, and like Brett said too, that's not Boba Fett. He's not.
Not at all.
Where's
Like,
the
look
helmet?
at
Where's
look
the
at the
helmet?
sand people. The sand people don't even look like sand people anymore. They look like a bunch of people standing in the soup line.
That is an offensive slur.
Looking for the cameras. Was that insensitive? I don't care. But
Bigots.
they're going like this. You got Boba Fett's going like this.
Yeah, they made them
Holy
sympathetic.
shit.
They made this like evil, like this race of monsters, essentially. These like sympathetic, oppressed indigenous people.
They
Come on.
pussified him. They pussified him all the way. It's ridiculous, man. Samba Gogo, what's up? Glad to see you here as well. Brutal Morningwood's in the house, everybody. Sweet, best name on the internets, right there.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Superfans in the house as well, man. How you doing, brother? Again, sorry, I missed the link, man. He dropped me a link last night, and yeah, dude, I was juggling a few things, but I wish I did jump in on there because I was kind of curious. Well, I wanted to poke fun too, man, because it was about the Rumble.
I don't think Red and I stopped the entire time in the private chat, just like tearing this thing apart because it was so bad.
There's more of a rumble going on in the forest outside Walton's house than there was at the Royal Rumble.
God damn it, gays!
These things
No.
happen, man.
No. This is a false narrative. This is not the truth.
Yeah, dude, that product went to shit. If you want to talk about things that really failed, yeah, that's another one. I haven't watched wrestling in maybe a decade. Yeah, I don't care. That's why on Tony's, Tony's channel on Tuesdays we have a lot of fun because we're talking about the Monday Night Wars.
That is the best era, dude,
Yep,
and that's the best era of wrestling. I hate missing those shows. I have to watch them on replay. But yeah, I don't know anything after that. I just lost as soon as WCW was bought out. It just like kind of all it teetered off and went to hell.
Yeah. No competition.
There was an actual upper echelon to strive for back in those days. Now, like for instance, yesterday there was a point where there were more former WWF champions in the ring than there were people who hadn't lived the dream. And it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't forget about Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville? What?
Yeah.
He was there.
He was in the Rumble, man.
He was throwing hits out like he'd been wrestling his whole life.
Oh my God.
Was David Arquette out there too?
No,
are you serious?
Yeah, that's
so dumb.
Serious.
Holy crap! Wow,
that's terrible.
When you got Johnny Knoxville, who's built like my pinky, and you said he was throwing guys out of the Rumble.
Yeah, he took down Sami Zayn, and the thing is, he's not a spring chicken anymore.
No, he's great. He's all grayed out.
Dude, he's got so many problems. He's got a scarred urethra. This guy is he's broken on every level. Yeah, he needs. I think.
What?
He still needs to take a catheter to go to the bathroom every time he goes.
Jeez. Oh, is it prolapsed?
Yeah. Dude, because he did something really stupid. One of those stunts he did or something, and he tore. I don't. Oh, dude, these people are insane.
I imagine he's torn a lot of things. A nice haircut, by the way, Walton.
A wee man too.
He was. Yeah, he walked him down.
Wow. I wish Jeff Jarrett was there to hit him with a guitar.
Yeah.
I say just wheel out Jerry to King Lawler one more time. Just throw him in the ring. Go ahead.
How many times has that guy had like he passed out in the ring or had a heart attack?
Yeah. He's not going to be around much longer.
No.
He was on the pre-show. He looks like an 80-year-old baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not doing well. I want him to be around longer. He really should kind of step down and take care of himself.
Well, they should get rid of Michael Cole too. That guy's got like Alzheimer's or something.
He's still there. Wow.
No, dude, I love Lawler, but I don't want to see him
Adam
in the ring.
Adam was talking about it. There was something. It was one of the matches he was calling, and he said the guy hit himself. Basically, he pulled the Joe Biden. He's like, so and so hit himself. And I go, wow.
Okay. Been what?
Hit the wrong thing there. Sorry, guys. Wow, man. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I met Jerry a bunch of times because I have a friend where at the convention scene he was like, because he did a couple of covers for his book because apparently he's an artist. He literally traced over one of my images that I did as an alternate piece for this guy's book, and Jerry traced over like I don't know 40% of what I did, and then he's like, "Yeah, there's my cover." I was like, "What?"
What?
And there was a giant poster because I had like all the characters stuff for this guy's book. It was a wrestling book, and the main villain is standing over all of them, and you could see so his cover's there with the main villain that I have drawn, and it's right behind him on the gigantic banner. People have no face whatsoever.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
well,
man.
I don't know about Jerry, but shout out to his nephew Keith. I partied with him a couple times, and
Okay.
Keith Lawler is awesome. If you were a teenager and wished to party in the '90s, that was the place to go.
Oh, nice. Didn't know that. But yeah, guys. I mean, I don't know. It's getting hard to enjoy anything because they ruined everything, man, across the board. And yeah, but I don't know. We got our stuff, and we're gonna keep getting that out there. You know, there's other creators who again act like the S to the J in the gay W's, but what are they doing? They're super late on their projects. So when you attack other creators and you try to make this big drama scene out of everything, and you're doing stuff that's worse than the mainstream, I think you need to get your head checked. We got great people here who are delivering books constantly, finishing projects, and like I said, man, Sunsworn, this thing is ready to ship to you immediately. This is a person who delivers all the time. He's done the novel, got that out the door for everybody. He's done the Bonds campaign, got that out the door for everybody. Sunsworn, Wings of Vengeance, out the door for everyone. And he's got these beautiful boxes that he puts them in. Just everything about it, the setup for this, all the extras you get. That's what this is about right here. And we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep doing good things for people. And we're going to get them out in a more timely fashion because that's how we have to do this.
It's so important, though. It's so important what Red did with those boxes, too, because a good box is 90% of the presentation.
Absolutely.
Ladies, pay attention to that.
And I mean, when I got Wings of Vengeance, when I got Wings of Vengeance, I was so impressed by just everything that was put into it. That project was done so well, shipped out so well. Red, I'm proud of you, brother. It's been a long time coming, and it's a standard. I think there's a new standard out there for shipping and production that Red Gaze, people like Vinny, people like Chris, these are the people that are putting in the work to raise that standard for indie comics.
Yeah, man. And dude, and Chris is another one. He keeps raising the bar, man. It's just when you think, okay, it's all right, we're good. No, Chris is like, I could do one better, and he does, man.
Chris raised it so high I can't do the pull up anymore.
Chris needs to change his name to Chris the Innovator Fisk.
the Fiskavator.
Oh, give it a royal fisking.
I want to fist him,
dude.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, man. And the next one is going to be.
You heard him.
Just you take it, Walton, and you enjoy it. Listen, and the chapter 2 is going to be even freaking better the way that he has everything set up. This story is great. The artwork's great. The presentation is just on another level, and that's what we got to do with this stuff, man. As much as we could with all of this, you guys. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I've been talking about it on my other campaigns as well. We do have these awesome standees up on the campaign as well now. For Shadow of the Kraken, these are double-sided. This was inspired by the man himself, Chris, with his awesome standee. And yeah, these things are incredible. So I want to start doing them on all of my campaigns now. But yeah, you can definitely still snatch this one up. I added an extra 50 because on like the first night we sold so many of them. With
the artwork that you're putting up on that, Vinny, it's a good thing that they're double-sided. This way, the people can still enjoy them when one side gets all cloudy.
Got to clean them right. But yeah, spray. Either that or buy extra, and I mean that's the way to go right now. Because again, they're going to be limited, like I said. Though in each campaign, I'm looking to add another character from whatever that campaign is going to be. So the next one's going to be, well, if I don't do a sketchbook one, because people have been kind of asking for a new sketchbook thing since I showed on my last stream as well. This cool book here. This was attached to one of my first campaigns. And this is like, it's got a whole bunch of convention sketches and other good stuff in here. Finished detailed pieces. I got a before and after, so you can see kind of like my process. Like Conan here. But I'm thinking about doing a bigger book, more like an actual traditional floppy. This is a little bit smaller because it was an ash can, but and making it a lot bigger. So maybe closer to like what I did with the art books. So I'm toying with that.
Walton,
You gonna give it some girth?
Stop looking
What?
at that book, Walton, because I know where you live, and we're gonna fight. That's mine.
But as I was saying, if I do a campaign for the sketch stuff, I could add on another standee from one of the other campaigns, like Through the Woods. So I could do one of the characters from there, possibly. But again, let me hear your thoughts about it. If you guys in the chat are willing to jump on something like that, because when I'm in between fulfilling Shadow of the Kraken and getting work done on City of Venus 2, I might crank out another campaign and that could be it. So let me guys know. It's because it's going to take a minute before I could finish another 50 beautiful pages for City of Venus, because all my books are going to be 50 pages from here on out. But in between that wait, you could get some other really cool stuff. And again, I don't want to launch campaigns until I'm well on my way to finishing or close to it. This is the first campaign where I launched it without having it done. So, and again, the delay has only been a little bit on this one. So, again, I'm doing everything. So keep that in mind as well. Writing it, drawing it, inking it, colors, lettering, the works. I don't have a team behind me. I'm not
Vinny,
outsourcing.
I don't think anybody doubts you, man. Doubts your talent, your passion, your work. This is going to be worth waiting for. I can't wait to get this book.
Thank you, brother. Like I said, man, I'm on the tail end of this. I'm painting my last bunch of pages. Then I got to do the lettering. So this book is getting very, very close to being complete. And so we're gonna keep this love going. What do we got over here? Conan, what is best in life? A nice box.
Yeah, trimmed.
Oh man, see, and that's what it's about, right? You guys want some good stuff, and we have it here with these great books and everything else like that. But again, I don't want to bore people too much. I'm not really just doing a pitch thing, but we're here to chill.
Whoa, wait a minute, where'd she go? I wasn't done.
I'll leave that for Tommy. Let us know when you're finished.
Good work.
It's a good thing, man.
Let's not finish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Is it marinating, Tom? Are you like waving at it? What are you doing? You smacking it? Are you talking down to it? Like, what is actually?
Now he's all quiet. Well, speaking of Tommy, we have an awesome show. We have a toy kind of conversation and retro kind of talk that we do on Thursdays over on Tommy's channel. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's Collectible Past with 2 guineas, and we're talking about guinea pigs. And yeah, it's always a blast. I was filming something before as well that was kind of delayed on. When I had the coof, I had a couple things lined up I wanted to do figure reviews on, and I'm slowly getting to them. I just put up the review on the Witcher figure last night, which I had to do. I had to do a head swap because the Henry Cavill figure, that likeness was a complete pile of dog shit.
Really?
Some Mexican guy.
Yeah, he looked like some Mexican guy or some Greek dude.
Remember what's his name?
Alexi.
Geraldo of Rivera.
Yeah, Geraldo of Rivera. That's what he looked like.
Oh, Vinny, I got some good news though.
What's
so remember the bullshit with YouTube and the subs and blah 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 and yeah. So they gave me 4 back the other day after I did my hit piece video on them, and then today they gave me another 4 back.
Oh,
so now
okay.
now I'm back up to like 218 or so, or I mean I'm sorry 618.
Good man.
Yeah.
I like
that's
that.
good.
Tommy just slaps him in the face with it, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll give it back to him." I love it. Everyone else is like, they'd be like, "Oh, we'll just clip their channel eventually." Tommy's like, "No, you're gonna give me my subs back, or this is what's gonna happen."
Now, if I could only give them retroactively to give me all the subs back that they've taken in the past 4 or 5 months.
Right.
Yeah, jeez.
Right.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. I remember that struggle just to hit certain numbers was ridiculous, man. My first 100 was kind of a struggle. Then I got up to like 400 pretty quickly, and then to hit 500 was a struggle. And then everyone's seen what happened with the 1,000. They gave it to me and then took it away, and then gave it to me again and then took it away, and then I got it for the third time. But holy crap! But anyway, as I was talking about, man, like with these figures, dude, everyone still licks McFarlane's balls for some reason. Listen, they outsourced to China, so things are going to be hit and miss, and I'm going to give fair reviews on stuff. If I like something, you're going to hear that I like it. If it sucks, you're going to hear that it sucks. Why can't we just, again, take this stupid filter off? Because everybody is still like, they want to bow down to certain people because of what they did in their past. Dude, how about we just critique what's out there right now? How about that, man?
I thought it used to be, what have you done for me lately? What happened to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of Twitter and other assholes like that. But no, I like I said, man, we're here to give people, like, again, our views, our opinions. Again, everyone has their own things they want to put out there. That's fine, but I want to be as genuine as possible when it comes to this stuff.
That's the most important thing, Vinny, man. Stay Vinny.
Exactly.
Stay real. Support indies and do the best work you can do if you're out there, if you're a creator, and just keep your head up.
Absolutely, man. Dude, again, like I said, I'm a collector. I appreciate a lot of different things. And if you're gonna do subpar quality, I'll put you on blast. Like I said, though, take a look at the review if you haven't seen it, if you're interested in it. The Witcher, I know there's people who hate it or love it or whatever. I like the design, what they did with it. The articulation is pretty good in that figure. But again, like I said, the head was so terrible. It was not Henry Cavill. It was again, we said Geralt of Rivera.
Geraldo of Rivera.
Yeah.
That figurine did not give good head, is what you're saying.
It was awful. That's why I put up my the title card. I have him holding that wolf head, and then I put the other one in the circle. I said, "I'll put his head," because it was garbage. Again, see, this is the thing that drives me crazy. When I was working there, you had in-house sculptors, and the in-house sculptors knew what they were doing, and they actually cared about the product and what was going into it. China doesn't care, so. Oh, dude, it was terrible. They did the hair separately from the rest of the head, so then like how it plugs in was really bad. I saw out of the 3 figures in the stores, I picked up what I thought was the best one, and it was still terrible. One had a unibrow, the other one had a weird wash all over his face because they wanted to give him like the stubble look, and it was just like someone just slapped him in the face with, I don't know, wet mud.
That's because they do like they always do. They go to the big manufacturers of the toys over there in China. I mean, right. You said yourself, with some of these third-party toys that come out of China, some of them are absolutely amazing looking, and they knock it out of the park. And that's the problem. They're going with the main corporations in China instead of the smaller ones that are actually going to pay a little bit of attention and detail to the work that they're putting out.
See, that is a fair point, and yes, I agree 100%, man. The smaller companies in China, they are trying to do something better because they know they need to compete with like Hot Toys or something else like that. And if they can bang out a couple of really cool looking pieces at a high quality, but the production is going to be super low, the numbers are low on them. That's why if you look for some of these third parties after the fact, the aftermarket prices are, again, just like Hot Toys. They'll be like between $400 and $1,000 depending on what the character was, how popular it is, and how good the figure is. Right? There's one that I'm waiting on it. DHL did a stupid thing, so it said that it came here, but it didn't, and whatever. I hopefully should still be getting it by next week. I hope, crossing my fingers. But I want to surprise you guys with what it is because I think it is a phenomenal piece that looks better than the top companies. I was blown away when I saw this thing, and I saw a couple other reviews on it. So I'll just say it's an X-Men character. But holy crap, this thing it's the tits. So good.
The tits. All right.
Speaking of tits and X-Men characters, did anybody see that Twitter post of somebody that was cosplaying as Storm?
No, I didn't. But if you could bring it up, that'd be awesome.
Oh my god, yeah, I gotta find that. That
could I show it?
The best.
As long as there's no lippage hanging out.
No.
Timmy, Tommy, just mute. while we're showing this picture. It's all good.
Hey, can I mention too, like when we're talking about figures made in China and stuff,
Mhm.
we're talking about a communist country, and they're the CCP's involved with all of these companies too.
Oh, yeah.
So when you
Right,
buy from
right.
China, I mean, I heard someone mention this the other day. When you buy from China, you could be purchasing your own bullet.
Wow.
So just a side note, but I mean, like a lot of the money we pay for, clothes or figures, like if you maybe see something that was made in Malaysia, instead go with that, because
That's a good point.
I mean that money's going directly to fund CCP operations.
Right.
At
So,
least a
right.
percentage.
That does suck. That's a lot of times I will buy from American distributors, but you're right, man. It's if you look down the chain, yeah, we're giving money to those sons of bitches.
Yep. Yep.
Damn it,
Everything
Tone.
so far, Sunsworn has been American made.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Damn right, brother.
Everyone in this panel, everyone who's got a project, yes, it's all American made. And I made sure for all these books as well, man. I found a printer that's in the United States. They also have one in the UK, but all the ones I've been ordering has been coming straight from the States. That way, there is no mess like that. But damn it, Tone, that gets me now, because now I'm going to be less likely to pick up things. Well, it's because shit's expensive too, but I'll probably be less likely to pick up as much shit now.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
fine line, though, right? I mean, between people that have to like boycott certain things or don't buy things because they don't want to support something. But we do critique entertainments. We do critique toys, things like that. So, I mean, sometimes you have to get it.
Oh, yeah, man. Speaking of getting it, right here. I think I got frozen. There we go. This was the storm that Chris was talking about, and holy crap!
Oh
That
my
is
God, look at
perfect
those
right
legs.
there.
Yeah, there's better pictures of her as well, but my God, man, that's a.
Thank the gods.
His legs would
Yeah.
break you, Walton.
Oh yeah, what I
She
do
could
to
kick
him.
Chun Li's ass.
Right? Holy crap! Yeah.
About the only
Thank
thing you would be doing to her is something on her legs.
I hate you, Tom. I hate you. No F-bombs, no F-bombs. Vinny, by the way, I'm saying that in my head. No F-bombs. Every time he talks, no F-bombs.
Excellent. He's like, yeah, those thighs are as thick as a palm tree.
Oh my God. I can't win. Yeah, she's hot. Has nothing to do with trees. She's hot.
No, she's
Yeah.
damn hot. See,
No,
why
that's a
can't
great
we-
cosplay.
Why can't we
Yeah.
get something like this out of these damn movies?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
afraid to. They're so afraid to.
I want to see a Storm film with somebody that looks like that, starring as Storm.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I mean, and you talk about representing, like, she looks strong.
Yes.
She's powerful.
Oh, hell
She's
yeah.
projecting strength right there.
But she doesn't look like a dude.
Yeah, Hollywood doesn't know how to do strength without masculinity, so they wouldn't know what to do with that.
Right? And see, that's the problem, because I know so many amazing cosplayers. I know some fitness chicks as well. And that is the thing. You could be sexy and still have muscle. Why do they all have to man them out on everything else? Like, oh, geez.
The male
Because
gaze.
they keep, towing the line with the Transformers stuff. Why? Stop with that stuff. Could we just...
I think it's a lot of trucker lesbians that are making this up. They want to see someone like them, Yeah.
Like Michael Moore.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Trucker
Good point.
lesbian.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable, man.
Oh,
Well,
man.
it isn't your fault. You're 3 feet tall.
Fucked up, bro.
See, yeah. Hey, it is what
There
it
it
is.
go.
Right?
There it goes already. He's lost.
I
it.
tried. I
It's
really tried to.
AEW?
I knew as soon as it came out, I tried to quiet and it already came out. I was sorry.
It's that short temper of yours.
She's
She's
not.
here.
She's not a wrestler, is she?
I don't know. That's not Jade Cargo.
I hate you, Tommy.
I know
That's who
one
was
of them over there.
talking about.
I've been friends with this chick. She goes by the Librarian over in AEW, but she was known as Blue Pants over on WWE. She popped up a couple of times over there when they were doing the what's the other one? The Triple H's thing.
Oh, NXT.
NXT.
NXT, yeah. She was mostly over there, but she came a couple of times on the Raws. And they had the crowd chanting blue pants, which was hilarious because she said when she got out of there at the end, Triple H went, I can't believe it. I've never thought I'd hear a chant for blue pants. And then he was laughing. Yeah, Leva Bates. Yeah, I've known her since pretty much the start of her career when she was basically wrestling like in like the back of comic shops outside in the like they built the rings and stuff over there. I've known her forever. She's a
Good
friend.
for
She's
her.
awesome. I should try to get her on here one day.
Hell yeah.
She said yes a bunch of times, but her schedule's been kind of crazy. But yeah, she's a lot of fun. She's a big nerd as well.
Nice.
She does video game stuff. She loves all the comic book things, and yeah, like I said, I've known her for over a decade, doing conventions and stuff too with her. Super cool.
Sweet.
She's small, but oh my god, she is so awesome. So much fun too. Yeah, great stuff. But yeah, the indie scene, that's what it's about, man. And I heard there's even more cool stuff happening across the board with these, but that's what we need, man. We need to put the focus on the indie creators because, as we were talking about earlier, man, they're destroying things. They can't help themselves. They just keep doing it over and over and over again. Like I said, we know, yeah, we know right here, man. This is a prime example, billions of dollars, and they keep burying these things. I'll still stand by it, though. I did enjoy Mandalorian season 1. 2 was so, but yeah, man, I don't know, and I don't feel like I'm going to be supporting any of their main shit anymore because the main actor, Pedro Pascal, is
Oh snap!
He's praising and warning the lost.
Jojo.
His name.
Jojo.
I said you simply mispronounced his name. That was a total accident.
Yeah, total accident.
Yeah.
Every time.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Are you saying something about my speech impediment? Are you shaming my speech impediment?
Oh, we had another. There's another photo that was sent to me by
Jojo.
our friend Parrot Head.
Oh no!
This might be for Walton.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
What a majestic sight.
I hate you, Parrot Head.
Hold on.
Oh, I can't even see. I'm on a phone. I can't even really tell what the hell that is. What is that?
That's what he says, but we heard his hands were just busy.
No.
It's a tree with lots of big, thick roots. It's made a big H. I don't know.
Thank you, Parrot Head.
It looks like it's two trees that formed into one. It's amazing.
Well, yeah, they're hugging each other. Let them hug each other.
Mommy and Daddy special hug.
At least Luke Skywalker can't milk them, right?
Do that.
And that's a win. He sent me a couple other things. I can't show that.
Parrot Head, stop it. Bad Parrot Head, down.
It wasn't a tree.
I don't know. I think I absolutely can milk those trees. Just put them right in front of me, and I'll do the same thing that I did on Revelations.
Okay.
Milk it.
Well, hold on. We got a great, fantastic meme right here for everybody. There's a building on fire. You can only save 2.
Extra value meal right there.
Oh yeah, definitely burger and fries.
Holy crap!
Is that Mayor McCheese, or is that a big? Oh, it's a Big Mac.
Holy crap! But yeah, man, it's insane what's going on, man. Every day I wake up, I'm like, did the world end yet? Can we still create things? What's going on?
Around the drain.
Oh my god, it's unbelievable. But yeah, I don't know, guys. It is what it is. But hey, the conversation I want to talk about. We kind of started it on Friday, and the topics just kept jumping. So we have the Patterson Batman stuff, right? And he went out on the record and he says that this Batman does not kill. Now, this got me thinking about again all the other Batmen, right? Because we had Batman that he has killed. We know that the Michael Keaton one has killed. We know that the Affleck one has killed.
Yeah, but it didn't really start until the Keaton. Like the Tim Burton universe was kind of what made him into more of a killer. I mean, before that, it was very rare. Batman always did try to never use guns, not take lives.
Well, that's not entirely true. In his very first appearance,
right.
I forget what that
Right.
series was called, but it was before it was Batman. In the original one, he did have a gun and he did kill.
Right, you're right.
Like
Yep.
Thomas Wayne.
he did, and yeah, there's a lot of truth to that as well. And they changed stuff with Comics Code, but in a couple different ways too. My friend, I mean, I'm sorry, my father was actually he was friends with Bob Kane, well,
Oh, wow.
one of the creators of Batman.
Oh wow! No
Nice.
Yeah, he actually he used to cut his hair. When my father came to America, he was in his teens and he started working in a barber shop and in the city. And one of the clients who used to come in was Bob Kane, and he started kind of being friendly with him, and you know, he was always trying to give him tips and this and that. And he used to give him again like Christmas cards and things like that. And my father would just say thank you, throw it in the trash, and keep whatever the tip was that he gave.
Oh man.
He goes,
Oh
he was,
wow!
he was a cheap tipper, but he gave him a better tip, and he was telling him about the show that they were working on in Hollywood. And my father was too young, and he didn't know about stocks and all that stuff, especially you know back in the day. But yeah, we should be we should. My family should be owning DC at the moment, but anyway, yeah, it's funny too because when '89 when that '89 movie came out, like because my father wasn't buying comics and stuff, he was never really into that stuff. So when the movie came out, though, he did take us and he sat there when we came out. It's the first time I kind of saw him in shock and was like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Everything in the character." Alfred. Oh, I'm like, yeah, that's, you know, that was a butler. He goes, that's the name of the guy who owned the barber shop. I was like, what? Yeah, he was naming like all these little things that, again, originally Bob Kane, what he came up with, and what he told Bill Finger eventually too. Like they were using stuff that he knew around his life, and
Oh, that is so awesome, Vinny.
Which was crazy and cool because like my father was like, yeah, he was like breaking this stuff down. And I'm like, well, look at that. It's the first time my father ever talked about comics. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, Frankie knows.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, because Bob he did used to do some sketches and drawings. He did some stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. But the conversation I actually wanted to have was, what do you think when it comes to superheroes and what makes a superhero? Do you think it's okay for your character to kill? Is that crossing a line? I'm kind of curious what people think here, and you know, everyone on the panel. Like, could you be a hero and still be a killer essentially?
Oh yeah.
Or are you just are you also a psychopath who's eventually going to be going down a bad path?
You talking about me personally or the superhero genre?
We'll go down the line.
Yeah.
Well, Red, give me your thoughts as a writer.
I don't know. Me personally, I would say killing should be for anti-heroes, not superheroes. Superheroes should probably try to be the best they can be, and you know, that's just my point of view. Like I've never seen Batman as an anti-hero. I've seen him as a superhero, right? So I don't believe like the killing should be in his repertoire. You know, the occasional dramatic accident happens, right, which could, you know, launch a whole story arc or whatever. That's cool. That's fine. But just killing for the sake of killing because I can do it. I'm going to do it, or I need to do it. No, you never need to as a superhero. Anti-hero, absolutely.
Right.
It's kind of what separates the two, I think.
That's a fair point. Chris, what do you think?
Almost the opposite of Red. I think that you have a duty to stop somebody from murdering and causing harm to others. And if that includes ending their life, then so be it. I mean, I'm more of the Rorschach approach, where you know, it's a privilege to live in this society, and if you've proven you can't live here, it's time to go. So.
You know what? Rorschach just told me he appreciates you saying that, Chris.
Chris is hard as nails. I like that.
Always sucking up to the guinea pig.
Speaking of the guinea pig, what do you think, Tommy? What are your thoughts?
Oh, no, I absolutely think that there is a difference between the hero and the anti-hero, and this is why, because the hero is actually supposed to represent something better than the standard person. They're supposed to be better than everybody else in their ideals in the way that they deal with and solve problems. So really, the hero shouldn't actually be a killer. Really.
Okay.
I mean, I realize that there's always going to be certain circumstances where there is no other choice, but for the most part, no, I don't think that they should. And that's why characters like Punisher stood out so much, because he was so much against what a traditional superhero would be.
Right.
Yeah.
Green Arrow to a point, I think that's also the
Yeah.
case. Yeah, a true hero doesn't want to take life, and like you said earlier, unless they have to, and that's why like those moments when they have to and have no other choice, that should be a moment, a special, like a that should be a good story.
And they should be affected by it in a big way. Again, depending.
Absolutely.
We're talking superheroes right now, because we could jump into protagonists and stuff like that, and there are characters where you're rooting for them, but they might not be doing the right thing, essentially, in the eyes of everyone. But like Chris's point, though, yes, if it's taking out somebody who's done horrific things, again, in a book or a movie or whatever, is there justification for if you have the protagonist who jumps in there and goes, you know what, I'm going to take this son of a bitch out, or he does? I'd still say it could be a very heroic act and could still be good. But if we're talking about superheroes, I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards what Red's saying as well. I'm thinking
Vesvidanya, comrade.
Took out a bot. You just killed that bot.
Tone, what do you think when it comes to superheroes?
I mean, it should be like the last option, Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes someone isn't going to stop, and if you can't subdue them somehow, or if they're directly going to hurt an innocent kid, or just sometimes there isn't much of a choice. But if they do have to take someone's life, I think they should struggle with it. I think it would stick with them, just being the superhero and trying to be that standard of something higher than
Absolutely,
most.
Tony.
Yeah. Because that's the thing too, man. As a kid, I didn't pay too much attention to that, but as I was getting older and I started to watch more things and read more things, then you start to see more and you understand, like, what the journey really is for that type of like a superhero and stuff like that. But I remember in Batman Returns, when he had the bomb and he put it on the fat guy, smiled, punched him in the face, and pushed him down the sewer, and the guy exploded. I was like, that was cool. But looking back, I'm like, it was still cool, but it was wrong.
But it was murder.
Yeah.
And then the other guy on the stilts, that he burned them with the car. He torched them. I'm like, ooh, do we want Batman to be doing that? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Walton, what are your thoughts on that?
When I first saw that, actually, I was just talking about that today with my friend, as far as like Batman killing and like what would he do against, like a superpowered, villain. And I said probably like he did in Batman or Batman Returns, where he threw the bomb in his waist and then jumped off. But that Batman was totally different. It was to me that Batman was revolutionary. The only Batman I had before that was the '60s series and some of the comic runs that I read. And after the Tim Burton series, we kind of got a course correction a little bit in the animated series, but it still remained that kind of dark, and there was always that line was gone. And I think that somebody in the chat had said that the Joker had always been trying to get him to break that rule, and that's true. Batman's parents were killed. He did not believe in murder. He was against everything that had happened to him and made him who he was. Yeah. So I don't think Batman should kill. And like Tony was saying, perfect. When a hero has no other choice but to kill the villain, it should be impactful. It should be something that he has to think over, he or she has to think over, and something they think about when they're presented with the same type of situation.
Yeah. And by the way, Mace Windu is not a superhero. He was a Jedi. That's completely different, right? Because we all have heroes in our books, but none of us have written a real superhero book yet. So I look at that differently. Like there's heroes and then there's superheroes, right?
Right.
I don't know.
Well,
some of our heroes might be like, the bastions of goodness and all that, and they probably won't kill either, but sometimes they do, but they're not superheroes. Like Batman, personally, if I were to write Batman, there would be no guns whatsoever. Not in his possession. Like there wouldn't be any machine guns on the fucking Batwing. Sorry, or thing just at all, because that's his thing. Like he makes gadgets specifically for to serve as his purposes. Why would he have a machine gun?
My thing though is
wasn't it really in his name though? His name was the Dark Knight Detective, not the Dark Knight Killer.
Right.
Yeah, but that would be a whole different comic book.
Yeah, because in a lot of times in the books, like he would use rubber bullets. He would use things like the police would kind of use here and there. But which I got. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
How many people would have not died had he actually killed the Joker? Everybody that the Joker has killed after he escaped Arkham is on Batman's hands.
Well, see, and I think this is why The Killing Joke was a very pivotal book, in my opinion, growing up as well. Because in the last pages, he kills the Joker. That was the part of it. That was why it was called The Killing Joke. He tells it. Batman finally laughs. At the same time, he knows I got to take this guy out. He's not gonna stop for what he did to Barbara.
Right.
The torture that he put Gordon through, and Gordon still by the book. He's got to be by the book. What's the next thing? Because he escapes again. What's going to happen? It's time to end
escalate.
it.
Well, St. George didn't talk the dragon down. He slew it. And there's a reason for that. There are things that are irredeemably evil that need to go, and that's in my opinion, that's kind of the if you distill down to the superheroes, it's you clearly want the paragon of virtue. And you got Superman or whatever, and seeing him snap someone's neck or whatever is like, ooh, that's not really the paragon of virtue. So it makes sense for that. But like not all capes are or not all superheroes are those paragons of virtue. Like you can still have a hero that's not an anti-hero that does have flaws. I mean, there is that gray area.
Right.
Yeah, but you would think that if at any point that Batman was going to snap, it would have been over the death of Robin.
Oh yeah.
Or at least what he perceived to be the death of Robin, because they later on he's the Red Hood. So
well, no, he did die. They brought him back with a Lazarus pit. So and he was dead for a while. And that's the thing. When he was brought back from the pit, he was dead for so long, it really screwed him up, and that's why he went even darker. And it's cool, kind of what they did with some of the backstory and that stuff, but. It is interesting, and that is a fair point. If he was going to do it, shouldn't he have done it then? But here's the other thing too, right? The Killing Joke was supposed to be a standalone story, and it's kind of like Alan Moore's like his last attempt at writing Batman. He wanted to put his mark on it. It was never supposed to be canon, and eventually they made it canon. So that's the other interesting thing with that stuff. But going back again, like I said, the topic was that is it okay for superheroes to kill or whatever? So what we kind of came to the agreement on is if it is a situation where you can't get out of it, or someone is that evil and it has been causing so many deaths and so much destruction, it's an interesting thing, because like Superman won't do it.
Joker got him too in the Injustice storyline.
Oh yeah,
but again,
it's scary.
Yeah, it's not a mainstream thing, but the cool thing about that is, he is an alien who came here and was taught the right ways by an amazing family, and that's why he was as pure as he was. But to have him that what if kind of story, if someone that powerful breaks, right? And again, it's that wasn't a new concept either, but that they actually made it like it was supposed to be legit Superman and all that. That was cool, but. Again, it is interesting, because like I'm playing around with things too, and like City of Venus, it's gonna have more of a superhero element to it. Like I said, a lot of my books, they might start off one way, and where I go, it gets bigger and better, and lots more crazy stuff happens. But that book specifically, I want to have a little bit of everything in it, and there's gonna be more me leaning towards superhero with that. That's why these conversations, I think, are important, and it's cool to talk this stuff out too, because getting the different views is pretty cool.
Vinny, I have one more thought on that.
Okay,
is it just me, or do you think that maybe if you have every superhero, have those moments where they feel like they got a need to kill, and they wind up doing it more and more, doesn't that kind of dilute them? Because then everybody's killing.
Yeah.
And it just makes the guys that like, say, let's say the Suicide Squad, people root for the Suicide Squad because they're so much different. Well, now if every single hero does it, how do these characters stand out?
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Well,
Yeah, that's a
not just
great
that,
point,
but you
yeah.
also create another dynamic where you have the paragons of virtue
Yeah.
seeing all these other heroes just killing willy-nilly. That's going to cause some conflict now. Are those
Yep.
heroes still heroes,
Yeah.
or are they villains?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's that's the thing too. Like Tommy was saying with the Punisher, that was his thing, man. He just bad guys had to be taken out, and I get it, like that's why the character worked. But then they, the pussification of that character and how they destroyed him anyway, and now he can't even have his skull on his shirt. Like, there's so much stupid stuff with all that. And now he's the leader of the Hand or something. Like now he's
What?
a ninja. What are they doing?
They took his guns.
They took his guns away. It is, again, like I said, the pussification of all these characters and the destruction of those universes. But that aside, what I'm saying is, like, with these characters, yes, he's more of an anti-hero and he's a protagonist to his own story. But is he technically a superhero? I don't think I would name the Punisher a superhero. He has some of the gimmick of one in the marketing look, but he's technically not a superhero. Because Tommy's right, he's a vigilante.
That's what made Marvel like stand out from DC, though, was the fact that all of its heroes or whatever weren't superheroes. You had the anti-heroes and stuff. Like, that wasn't a DC construct. Almost every DC character was almost a cookie cutter. I mean, Green Arrow and Batman have almost the same story.
Dude, and I agree. That kind of stuff drives me crazy. But hey, real quick, I want to say hi to Decepticon's Cave of Villains. Speaking of villains, and I am a fan of villains. I am a fan of characters that they will take out bad guys. One of my favorite series was that show Dexter, right? And I was rewatching it while I was sick, and then while I was working, I have it playing in the background up until a point. And I gotta say, like a character like that, and this is like when they started putting the wokeism stuff in, you could see where they were starting to pepper it.
Ooh.
And then the ending for that character, like literally, I'm not counting New Blood. That was garbage. Wasn't even the character. They paid no respect to anything. Don't watch it. If you guys were curious, Dexter New Blood is a pile of shit.
Oh, Adam, that should be the other way around. Punisher was ex-military, and then they changed him into a cop.
Wait, what?
He's got it the wrong way. He says Punisher was first a cop, then changed ex-military. No, he was ex-military to begin with because he had come back from Vietnam.
Yeah,
in the original story.
But hold on, with the train of thought, I was going on with all that stuff. See, and this is the problem too. It's like, to tell a story in modern times. I think you have to stay genuine and keep it true to the character, because there's an example, like I was saying, with what happened with Dexter. They got up to a point where they could have gave him an actual proper ending. Whatever you want to call it, it would be a happy ending for that character. And then they decided no. And you could tell where the writers completely threw the whole book out the window. They tossed away everything that this character was, and decided no. We're just gonna make sure he doesn't have a happy ending because he's a killer. Now, if people who are unaware of the Jeff Lindsay novels that they turned into the the Showtime show, Dexter was this character. Basically, he had his own mental problems. He witnessed his mother being killed with a chainsaw when he was a baby. Maybe 2 or 3 years old, right? And from that point, as he's getting older, he was getting those tendencies of a psychopath. And his foster father, who found him in a pool of his mother's own blood, decided to adopt him and raise him. And he started raising him with a code because he started to see his dark tendencies. So he goes, well, if this kid's going to be screwed up, I want to at least make him a weapon at bad guys. And essentially, he is sort of, if you ask me, a superhero slash vigilante.
Yeah.
But for what they did, it was so cool because he would make sure he had his rules that he went by, right? And he had to do the research. He had to make sure, get the facts. Because if he wasn't 100% certain, you don't do that kill, right? So if somebody was like in the first episode, you see he got the proof of somebody who was doing stuff with kids. He made sure to find the proof. He even dug up the bodies. He would take the photos of them. He would have the evidence. He started working with the police. Well, that's what like his cover job was. He went into the blood spatter stuff and all that. It was cool because again he had all of the police resources at his disposal. So these cases that they couldn't nail down the bad guy, or some stupid little thing happened down that the chain of evidence. If something happened, got misplaced, those people would walk. Well, he made sure he got the proper evidence, and then he would take them out, which was really cool about that character. And that's why I said, if you haven't seen the series, I highly recommend it. But if you get up to season 8, like you'll know when to bow out, and it's going to be like the last episode or right before the last episode. There's a pivotal scene where it's like, no, he wouldn't do that. And while you're watching it, you would say that no, impossible, horse shit. But his poor writing and wokeism destroys stuff like that, right? And I'm sure they wanted to kill off the character back then, and they didn't. They gave him a shittier ending. But he could have walked out into the sunset with the chick, his sister. Everybody could have had a great, proper life, and they didn't do that. But because that's the thing, they don't like these anti-heroes being heroes, but they're okay with taking villains and turning them into hero types, right?
Yeah, sympathetic villain, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what you guys mentioned, like with Suicide Squad, most of them are deranged, crazy characters, murderers, and they turn them into a superhero group, Yep. So it's like when you're telling these stories and people have these conversations and they're having these little back and forth Twitter wars over stuff, or even in comic shops of what they think about these characters, there is a lot of valid arguments to make. And I think the woke narrative is garbage, and the brainwashing that they're trying to do in society is also garbage. So I don't know.
The real villain.
Right? So I think if you're going to make a superhero, make him a proper hero and give the character a certain balance that you need. Because like Tommy said, if they just start killing, well, then what's the point of that? That's not a superhero anymore, right?
Not only that, how does that differentiate them from the villains at that point too?
Exactly.
Targets.
Yeah, I've got a point to make about Batman, but I think Red has to go.
Yeah, I got to bounce, guys.
Oh, okay, man. No problem, brother.
Have a good one, man.
Oh, I just saw the background. Sorry. Yeah, man.
That's okay.
Peace.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone. Don't forget sunsworn.com. Love you guys.
Yes.
And,
Go check out.
See y'all later.
All right, Red.
Right there. Boom. Go get this. Back it. Take the link. Put it out there for everybody. Sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
No, I was just going to say, so in a case like Bruce Wayne and Batman, I don't think you should be strapping bombs onto people and throwing them down the sewer. But his story...
No.
His story...
No, Tony. Sorry.
I don't think so. It feels like it almost calls for him to be put in the position to be forced into the position to have to kill somebody at some point, just to bring him around full circle. If that makes sense. Because I understand he hates murderers, but he's got to eventually somewhat understand that mindset.
Right. I agree with you. I want to jump on that in a second. But Samba Gogo, Shadow of the Kraken is not a superhero book. It's a pirate story. So there's a very big difference. And yeah, the ending.
They killing people in there? They killing people in Shadow of the Kraken?
They're pirates. That's what they do.
Yar.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, no,
all right.
My main character, you'll see the struggles that he has too, because he starts to live by a certain code and then he starts to break his own rules.
I don't think that's not what Walton was asking, Vinny. Walton, don't worry, no trees were harmed in the making of Shadow of the Kraken.
Oh.
I hate you. I hate you, Tom.
But anyway, like I said, Shadow of the Kraken is not a superhero book. It's a really crazy, cool pirate story with plenty of twists and turns, and you'll see. I try to be very realistic in the approach of the story and the characters, but yet there is supernatural elements. There are big things that happen that are a little bit outside of the normal world. But again, that's the fun of it, right? That's the fun of making comics. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, no, this was just a specific topic about Batman because, like, just looking at him, like, right here, if you didn't know what comic books were, you never knew what Batman was, and you just saw this, wouldn't you think that's a bad guy?
I might think that's a bad guy. Yeah.
Well, did you ever see the old pulp comics, like The Shadow? The Shadow looked like a bad guy, but he was a hero. He killed people.
That's true.
Hunted people down, and a lot of the pulp ones did. Solomon Kane, all of that stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, of course.
Yeah,
Well,
but once again, I don't think Shadow was ever really considered a hero, though. He was more of like the anti-hero. He was more the vigilante.
Well, I think the lines were a lot blurred back then too. I mean, aside from like Superman.
Pulp is kind of the key word, right? Because those kind of novels and stuff, they did it like those kind of detective books and things of that nature. But then, yes, they were characters that had a lot of different depth and stuff. They weren't standing for any specific cause. It was more like, all right, the bad guy did something bad, or that person needs to be taken out. Like, it makes sense. Like, I'm not wagging the finger at superheroes and that kind of stuff. It's just, again, just that conversation of it, right? Because
lawlessness was a big conversation at that time, Vinny. I mean, it had been.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't until the standards. I can't remember what that comics code was when they didn't, because they're realizing kids are reading this. That's when they stopped killing people.
Standards and practices code.
Yeah, but that kind of destroyed a lot of creativity and homogenized a lot of stories. I'm sorry, that's off topic, but
Cowboys,
Well, yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying, right? Because if you're playing with different genres, you're going to get different elements, and the thing is, it's like when making something like this, it's more mainstream. Again, like Marvel and DC, like their superheroes are specific to what they're doing and what they kind of stand for, right? And that's just kind of like the conversation of when doing indie books. Like everyone goes, "There's not enough superhero books out there," and I'm kind of looking at it like, why? Because I think the audience is more sophisticated at this point as well, and they know that a lot of characters have they should have more range to them and more kind of humanity and everything that comes with that. Characters that are kind of screwed up in the head or what they're struggling with, depending on what the story is, right? Because I'm really going like they have 60 to 80 plus years of certain characters, and like how many more stories could you do with those superhero types and all that, right? That's why I think they keep losing their way of where they're going with it, what they're trying to push, what the audience wants, because it is a different audience now. So, that's kind of why I brought up this topic, because I want to start bringing up other things like that to have a back and forth about it's what they like.
Sorry, Vinny. I'm sorry, dude. I don't mean to walk on you. Well, it's also you brought up like the times are different, but this is why we need to maintain the standards or of the original concept, and something like the original concept of these characters. Like Superman's a great example, how they're trying to change him to reflect how radicals are thinking today. It's not truth, justice, in the American way. He's taking up the ass of the kryptonite condom. It's important to keep those stories. Those characters the way that they were, not only as a reflection of the time, but to maintain the legacy of the character itself. I think it has a lot to do with the way we look at culture. And, if anyone with a decent imagination, and the indie scene itself is an example of various people having wonderful imaginations and creativity. If they could do that in the professional realm, then they should make new characters to reflect these times instead of literally appropriating characters and changing them fundamentally to fit their view.
Exactly, because I think that's what a lot of the fight is too, right? When they go, anyone from the indie scene they're attacking Marvel and DC. Well, take a look at why. Because if you do want to keep those characters, superheroes and who they are and what they stand for, then why are you making these dress changes to them? No. All right, listen. I would go back and read Marvel or DC books if they actually went back to what these characters stood for again, and they gave them proper storylines where you don't have to dumb it down, you don't have to do this crazy stuff, but give us something that is true to those characters. And yeah, I would jump back on it. But like you said, you have Superman who everything he stood for, throw it out the window now. We got to change it because it offends somebody or something. But yet you could have him being bent over in a jail cell somewhere and like,
right.
why? I'm sorry. Like, Superman's there, Batman's there. They're there for these reasons. Well, I'd like that they would stay who they are, not change completely to fit a narrative of a specific writer at the moment who's popping Xanax and all these other crazy drugs.
You bring up something though. It's not just the hero; it's the villainy of that universe.
Yeah.
Like in Superman, there would never be a grape scene. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, that's why they told the line with Killing Joke, where they alluded to it. They didn't give you it. You got that montage in the photos. When he's going through the fun house, and yes, it implies a lot. Obviously,
it does, and that's what makes it such a critical. Oh my God! Type of story, almost like Batman killing someone. It took that in order for that action to take place.
Right. I do not think it should have opened up the floodgates to all this other crazy shit that's happening because what they really did, they threw the book out the window. They don't know who these characters are anymore whatsoever, right?
No, they don't.
That's what the problem is.
That's why they need to be anchored to their core beliefs. Like, yes, they can evolve and you can add depth to them and grow them, but they need to be anchored to a certain belief that makes that character what it is.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why most people always come back to those stories and those particular characters because of the way they've always been. And once you fundamentally change them, they are no longer those characters anymore, and that's why people wind up losing interest in it. And these people just don't get that because they want to, like you said, they want to insert their agendas into it. They want to change things to match how they see the world. But that's what made those characters stand out. No matter how bad the world became, they didn't change and they held on to their core beliefs.
But
yeah, there was, and also like you're right, the characteristics of the character. I'm sorry, real quick. I was talking with my oldest living friend and his son about Thundercats. We were talking about Thundercats. We were talking about, we brought up Thundercats Go at the end, but we were talking about the series that came out 10, 15 years ago. And, we were bringing, we were bringing up Panthro. It's like, no matter what you throw Panthro in, Panthro is a badass character. Like, if you remain true to that character, that is an awesome character. But you go to something like Thundercats Go, and that's how we brought that up. Like, nah, that's bad, And they're not involved in any of the type of topics and conversations that we have. They're just looking at it from their love of the lore. It turns off your core audience, the people who have loved your product or loved this product or love this for how long? You're literally robbing them, not only of passing it on to their kids, but your revenue and the image of the product itself. And
dude.
That's it.
No, you're 100% correct, man. I didn't see that specific Thundercats you're talking about. I think I only watched like an episode or two when they first
Tommy saw it.
But no, but you're right about these characters and what they do with them. It's okay. You can give them some cool storylines, but make the characters, down to the core of who they're supposed to be and what they're anchored to. Because
absolutely,
that's what's going to keep them going. And dude, I loved the original series and that Panthro. Every time they did something with like the individual characters in those episodes, they gave you a lot with them, and they give you a lot of background of who they are
in 23 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't 2012. It was 2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually found that series superior to the original.
Oh, well, I mean, I thought it was interesting. I didn't, but just with Panthro, right? Like he was bigger in that show. He's a big dude,
What the hell is a camouflage?
But keeping care, like Tony was saying, it's so important. You've got to anchor them, no matter, even if you're doing like an alternate universe or something like that, a multiverse story. You have to be anchored in the core values of that character, or you completely lose that character, and then you're just looking at someone's projection, really, on what they're doing.
Well, one thing
they look at it. They look at it like. Sorry, but like when Matt Walsh was on Dr. Phil and he said, you're trying to appropriate womanhood and turn it into a costume that can be worn. That's what they're doing with these characters. They look nothing. They just look at it like Batman is a costume that can be worn. There's nothing deep down that defines him, that makes Batman Batman.
Right.
They think as long as they have the avatar, they can do whatever they want with it, and that's what makes Batman Batman. But Batman is an idea above all. He's a philosophy.
It really is, because you got to think about like who the character is and what he's done, right? He's a normal man who trained his body to the extreme to do what he has to do.
Right.
Mastering martial arts and so many different styles and stuff, learning how to do the detective work, getting into the mind of a criminal, finding that proper balance. Everything that he does, the character is always evolving because he's always learning stuff. This is why he's the world's greatest detective, because he sees all the different outlooks. He's a very wise character to begin with, so there's so much to anchor him to, right?
And he took all that time. I'm sorry, Vinny.
No. Well, that's the thing, man. Don't just throw away a character. We ran out of stories and ideas. Because if you're at that point, you know what? Then you don't belong on that book. It should go to somebody who actually knows these characters or cares about them enough to continue to tell good stories with them. Paul Dini is a fantastic example. He's one of the top writers, if you ask me, who actually knows these characters inside and out. He won all these Emmys for doing the original animated series. He did one of his key episodes that it was the Mr. Freeze episode. He made you care about the villain. There's so much going on, and again, in like 25 minutes or so, everything that they did, it worked. It made sense. And then like the work that he's done, I've read a few books that he's actually done on Batman as well, Detective Comics and stuff. He knows these characters, and that's what you need. You need somebody who has the foresight and the knowledge about them and the care for them, because that's the big problem with these companies, because there's people who they don't give a shit and they just want to start putting narratives in. And that's why I've been saying it for decades. They need to clean house over there. Both companies. Wipe them out.
Even if it's not just projecting narratives, if you remove elements that are core to a character, I was having a discussion about Man of Steel. When you don't have Kal-El go to the Fortress of Solitude and go through that time where he was being taught by his father, or the computer, that representation of his father, learning all of those lessons about Krypton, the different galaxies, the different rules, what they represent, their values. Then you change Pa Kent and a couple other things. You get an entirely foreign super alien. Kal-El is not what I would look at as Superman. You get a fight in Metropolis, because I was talking about this with my oldest friend, who's a comic book nerd. He'd do great on these streams. He has way more knowledge than I do. But we were talking about. I got a friend
too like that, who's a complete comic book nerd. And I'm like, dude,
Well, because I was asking him. I said, what did you think of the fight between Zod and Kal-El and Man of Steel? And because he was like reckless, he didn't care. And the answer. One of the answers that I got, and some was in the room, was that he was so young that he hadn't had those experiences. He hadn't, so that's why it was very reckless. And that is an example of why you needed to have him go to the fortress, go through those years of training and learning and schooling.
That's another missed opportunity in storytelling right there, because Snyder should have never jumped on to Batman versus Superman, all that garbage.
Oh, absolutely not.
He should have done Man of Steel 2, and to your point, that's what he needed to do, and it would have made more sense. Then you could put in the element of Brainiac or something as he's trying to learn this stuff. Maybe Brainiac comes out and he's messing with the crystals, and maybe he's even making him see the wrong things. There's a lot to play with, but you need that character to grow. You need to do something with him where he knows what he did was wrong. That's why he was destroyed when he had to do it. He didn't want to kill Zod. And that's the one thing that made sense with the character. But again, like you said, reckless. The fight that they had destroyed was destroying.
Well, in that aspect of, real quick, sorry, Tony. In that aspect of him, I think it was more because of the way they portrayed the character that it was another Kryptonian. I think it was more of like betraying his race, that kind of feel to it. I don't think it had to do with morality. I'm sorry, my bad, Tony.
No, that's fair.
You want to go, Tony?
Oh no, I was.
Oh, was that Chris? I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah. Well, something that the way I see it is, it's not so much a disrespect for the character as it's a disrespect for the universe. Like what we're seeing is the Brady Bunch movie effect, where these writers they don't understand the universe that these characters exist in. So they're infusing the modern day sensibilities, these gritty, dark, horrible things like the grave and all this stuff, into a scenario, like into a universe that doesn't support that. And that's why you see in that Brady Bunch movie, as soon as they step off their property, they went from the all of a sudden into like ghetto whatever, and that's
oh my god, right? That's a good point.
In 1990s LA.
Yeah, and that's not what these superheroes are like. Superheroes don't exist in our world. We live in an evil world where bad guys always win. That's why we like superheroes, because in the fiction we have this fantasy world where the good guy actually gets to sock the baddie, the evil CEO or whatever, and win. And we don't have that in reality. So you shouldn't be like replicating reality in comic books.
Yeah, absolutely. Villainy is rewarded, Chris. Good point.
Yeah, it's escapism, and they don't do that. They're infusing these modern sensibilities into incompatible characters, and that's why you get the dark Snyderverse, where you've got Superman, instead of like in the Christopher Reeve films that did respect the universe, where he led the guy out to the outer space to fight him so that he wouldn't get any collateral damage. Instead you get this brawl right in the middle of Metropolis, and it's like, that didn't make any sense.
Right.
Because, like, to me, I enjoyed a lot of the movie up until the end. The end really upset the shit out of me for that same exact reason, And it was just, they wanted to go so big with the terraforming of Earth, and oh, come on.
And it's like, you look at. Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, you look at Superman 2, and it showed you one of his weaknesses: his love and caring for humans, for Earth, for people, and he had to leave that fight. Because of that, he had to leave Metropolis because of it. And then in the new one, he's just wrecking house. No care. Beams flying everywhere. Buildings falling down.
Look what they did in the comics when they wound up doing the death of Superman. And all the issues that led up to it. Everything he did up to that point, half the Justice League was on life support, damn near dead. And he's still doing everything he can to try to steer Doomsday away from people.
Right.
And the entire time. And then you take that away, and then you get what you have now. And these people, like Chris said, that just don't give a shit about these characters. They don't care anything about the mythologies that were built around them. And this is why you get these same rah-rahs that say that Thor is a title and it's not a person.
God.
Because they have no respect for anything that was already established.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. That's a whole other major discussion, because it's Norse mythology, and what Marvel did to it, and then the interpretation of what's happening now. It's just, dude.
It's infuriating.
These mega corporations aren't in touch.
Yeah.
They don't love the characters. They didn't create them. And
it doesn't make sense. Like, they don't follow the logical progression of things either. It's like, in this universe, would that happen? No, it wouldn't, because look, this is what the past has shown us when things like that happened. Right. And they don't care anymore. They're like, well, I'm going to put my stink on it, and I'm going to infuse my Marxist ideology into this. And, if you don't like it, you're a mistophobe. Yeah, and it's ruined everything. Like, comic, everything. Just
That's 100% true, man. Because that's the other thing, too. Like, I was bringing up this discussion because, again, there are the different things that we're talking about. You could tell a good story that has protagonists that they could do a lot of different things. It depends on, again, the world that you're building versus the superhero, because those are the two different things that we're kind of toying around with right now, and what we're creating and what we're building too. Because, like I said, there's a lot of people going, "There's not enough actual superheroes." Well, let's break it down, and if they would actually work properly, because I'm not seeing that much of that in what a lot of the indie scene has been doing. And I've seen a few books where people are trying, but it doesn't seem to take off. And it's like, because is the superhero, is it too tainted by the mainstream now and what people's thoughts, their perceived notions of what it's going to be.
There you go. That's exactly it, Vinny, I believe. And also, because of, like Chris was saying earlier, there is this like dark, gritty kind of world that we've been living in our entertainments for like the last 20 years. And I think that also a lot of the anger and mistrust that has been created between the fan and the creator, the content creators, who have been attacking the fans, for a long time now. I think that's also had an effect on the imaginations of the independent creators. So that's might be why we probably see more combative or dark characters coming out of indie. But I think that'll even out, brother. I think that as the indie scene grows bigger, as more comics are being produced, more people are feeling better about what they're putting out. I think that'll change. But back to the core issue, real quick about Superman. In order to understand Superman, you have to at least be able to see through a perspective of someone who cares about everyone, even if you don't follow like the Judeo-Christian values, which is heavily a part of what Superman is. You can still see a common love, like we're all God's children. There's a common love. We're all on this planet together. And the people that are creating these stories now do not have that. They have a lot of anger. They're projecting the anger out. And literally, like we were talking about the grape scene, that's attacking the fans. Should not be in the Superman universe. That is a very angry creator who wants to lash out at someone or people and puts the hero through that story to anger others, really, I mean, to disrespect them and create anger. And it's that until we fall out of that cycle, until we have creators in the mainstream who can actually decent representations of the characters as they were meant to be. You can create new stories, like you were saying earlier, new scenarios, add on to them. But as like everybody's really been saying, unless you anchor the character to the core values that they represented when they were made, you are not going to pull back this audience. And the future is in indie. That's the only thing we have right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, you mentioned that these creators are upset and they have anger and they want to vent it on these characters. And I mean, I think there's that Kevin Smith quote where he was talking about killing off Orko or whatever in that new Sham of a He-Man series, and he took delight in it. He actually said, "We're killing off a character that I hated."
He actually said that nobody cared about to begin with. That was his actual quote.
That's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. He had a supposition that was incorrect because a lot of kids identified with Orko. He was the youthful perspective.
Well, he's the comic relief. He's also the character that has a great heart, but always gets things wrong. Every now and again, gets them right, and you cheer that character on when he's able to do something right because he has a good heart. And you're right, but you're taking that, you're robbing people of that. I hate to say the easiest term, but their identification with that an aspect or that character itself.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Smith had a big problem with Orko because he felt Orko was the Dante Hicks of the Masters universe.
Oh yeah,
because he wasn't even supposed to be there because he wasn't part of the original story. That was actually Lou Scheimer that created it. He created it and voiced it. Yeah.
Was that just for the TV series?
Yes, initially yes. Eventually, they did make toys for it, but that was after the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
No wonder why I never had an Orko figure.
It came out much later on. I remember it was kind of goofy because it had like wheels on the bottom of it or something.
Like a top, like a teeth, whatever it is, those toothed, I don't know. You pull it and he rotates or whatever.
If they had done it right, Orko could have been the baby Yoda, Chris. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his design was ripped off by the Japanese, by SquareSoft when they did the Black Wizards from Final Fantasy.
From Final Fantasy, yes, dude, yes.
Yeah, it's like that's
awesome.
It was an iconic design. Whether or not Scheimer did it in Filmation after the initial Mattel design, it's like it was a value add. I don't think it was something that detracted from the Masters of the Universe property.
Well, getting back to what we were talking about with the heroes and keeping true to the core characters, think about all the changes they made to certain characters over the years. You take like the Incredible Hulk. He was just a monster. He was somebody who lost control. He turned into a raging monster, and they put a softer edge to him for a while, and then they moved him into that whole intelligent Hulk, which nobody was buying into. Nobody cared about it.
What, the Gray Hulk?
That's when that comic lost steam. No, when they did the scientist Hulk, where they mixed him with Banner. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, they did that for a while, and that did horrible. Like when they actually split Banner initially, they split him, and they had the Green Hulk, then they had the Gray Hulk, and you had Joe
the Green Hulk.
That's when the Hulk was doing really well around that time because you're seeing more of the monster elements that make up the Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Yeah, they kept. Yeah, when you pull away from what the character is supposed to stand for, then yeah, you're going to be upsetting people across the board because the ones who've been picking up constantly, it's like, whoa, where are you going with this? You know? But
Why is
see,
Hulk a woman?
there's what?
Well, just making fun of the fact that every
Oh.
male superhero is now a woman.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, holy
right.
shit. But no, the other thing I was going to say is like for Spider-Man for a second, we'll go to him. Look at this last movie, why it did so well. Because they stayed true to the character. And you had 3 different universes, and you still stayed true to each one of them, and you respected what it was. There's a reason why that formula worked. Because these people who worked in that movie genuinely cared for them all. And
exactly.
I was super surprised, like with that writer director, because those first 2 movies, like we've all been in the same kind of discussions about, like, it missed the mark, it wasn't there, but it was the build up to this one, because this one, at the end of it, they give him everything he's supposed to be. He's had the
course
misfortune.
correct.
Yeah, he had all that horrible shit that he had to go through, the stuff, and he had to learn from it all, and he threw away all of the Tony Stark tech, and he's bare bones again. It's Peter using his brain, making his own stuff, and that's what works. And that's why everyone's so excited to see where they're going to go with it, because now we have finally the true Peter Parker who's supposed to be in the city doing his thing, man.
And it wasn't only that; it was like while they were doing this course correction, they made it a point to point out the differences in the Tom Holland universe, and like the surprised looks here and there, like you're MJ, like things like that. Things that just it gave recognition to people who had issues with the 25% difference, and recognized them, and then tried to give us, like you said, now we're finally going to get. No more Spider-Boy. We're finally going to start getting Spider-Man, which is what we wanted the entire time.
Yeah.
I still think it's kind of genius through the Avengers movies and the other 2 movies. The whole time Tom Holland was saying, I just want to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I just want to be Spider-Man. Like, that's what he's saying that whole time. And then he finally got that at the end.
I mean, I appreciate what they tried to do with him, as far as him being like him making references to classic film, like the gaffes that he makes when he you remember that one movie where I appreciate them trying to do that, but the difference was too great. Like I'll give Tom Holland another shot after this film and see where Sony directs it.
Yeah,
I heard
I
it's
agree
going
with
to
you,
be
man.
dark.
Oh God!
I hope it's not. I hope not, because I'd love to see like a good. I want to see the Insidious 6. Spider-Man in itself is his own universe. He does not need the Sinister. It's the Sinister Six. Thank you. Spider-Man in himself is his own universe, man.
Well, the symbiote is there now, so I think they're going to take it in that direction, and the black suit. And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think the video game did it best. Like, as far as capturing the Spider-Man universe, that PlayStation 4
Oh my God,
game,
yeah.
that was so I mean, they depicted me pretty well, but I loved that they made Peter like a genius, which is what they never really explored in the Marvel stuff at all.
Yeah.
Peter
agree.
is a smart, like, that's what makes him. It's not just that he's strong and he's holding back and all this other stuff, and he's got spider senses and can climb walls. The dude's like a genius, like he's a scientist, and they never really.
Well, they did touch on it a little bit in the Death of Wolverine, because there's the opening scene where he's talking to Reed Richards, and he's Reed Richards. Well, did you talk to this person? Did you talk to that person? I'm pretty sure that they brought up Parker's name in that little bit of a dialogue that he had.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, again, that's what you need, man. You need to be respectful for these characters and who they are, and don't toss out things that are key to them. That's what I am kind of excited about the Batman movie, because they're going to do more of the detective stuff with it. I think that's why they picked the Riddler. Yeah. I'm not crazy about a lot of their choices, what they did design wise and all that. But if you're going to have something that's going to be, again, more of a mind game, and Batman needs to figure out this character, break him down, how to catch him. Because that's what worked in those video games as well, as Chris was mentioning. Because those games, there's so much money put into it, and they make more than movies. So, like, the Arkham series was fantastic because, again, you got the right people working on it. Paul Dini helped write the first 2 games. why the third one it wasn't as good, because they didn't get Paul Dini. You know?
Yeah.
So when you leave out good elements like that, you'll see the big difference. I mean, the game wasn't terrible. I still enjoyed it, but for what it was, it could have been way better.
Vinny, what do you think that? I'm
Again,
sorry.
the Spider-Man one, so damn good, because like Chris was saying, they tweaked some things with some characters because it is kind of its own universe anyway, but it was damn good. And they made sure everything that you loved about the character was in that game.
Yep.
You know, using his brain, using his skills, his relationship with MJ, the ups and downs, it works. And then you put in that element, it is something completely different with Doc Ock, but Peter is kind of helping him build the arms. You don't find out
that was
George
awesome.
is like, well, you kind of know, but then like, are they going to do it in this game? Like, do they have room to do it, or is it going to be for the sequel? No, they did it in there, and they did more, which was really cool because there was a whole scene with the prison as well.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, hey, Vinny, I have one suggestion though. Could we stop calling him the Riddler? Can we call him the Taxi Gimpler?
Yeah.
The BTK, the Zodiac.
He looks like a cross between Taxi Driver and the Gimp.
Bring out the Gimp.
Yeah,
the Riddler's sleeping right now.
Tommy got it. Yep, it's a freaking Taxi Driver and the Gimp.
You looking at me?
I don't know how true this is, but I've heard like whispers about this movie that, you know, part of this movie is going to be Bruce finding out that, you know, his parents were very philanthropic, but that was just kind of their facade, their public face. And he's going to learn like about the bad shit they did, the unwoke stuff, I guess. And I don't know if this is true, if this is going to be in there, but he's going to be the better Wayne. He's going to be
rich people are bad.
I like that. I don't know how the comics are exactly, but I like that Bruce Wayne always found inspiration from his father, and they already kind of went the whole like 1%er route in Joker and showing through his perspective. But I don't know if that's like I don't know if it's they owned slaves or something, but like they did bad shit like that, you know.
It's kind of like a dungeon.
Let's hope not, because this kiss is going to be really awkward.
Yeah,
Bruce, you better have those people out on those fields by midday. That'd be hell to pay.
the Batcave was like slave pens or something before, some horrific like underground railroad.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that's awful.
Well, yeah, I hope they don't do that, because like Tony was saying, I always like that too. That he looked up to his father and what he did as a doctor as well and all that. And they covered it properly too. Again, the animated series. If you remember when he was, I think it was a Mad Hatter, had him like under control, or whatever, and he was giving him that dream of a perfect life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his parents were alive, and you could see how much like he cared for his father and vice versa. Until he found out this was all fake, it was wrong. You know, because there was still the Batman out there, and
that's one of the core. I mean, okay, you look at him and Superman. You know, one of the core characteristics for the male hero is a good father figure. You know, in their life that they draw inspiration from.
Oh, they got to get rid of that.
Right.
Oh, they hate that.
No, well, they do. I mean,
removed.
Yeah. Wookie's in the house, man. How you doing, brother? I want a big thank you to everyone who's listening to this conversation as well. I hope you guys are enjoying it, because this is stuff that I'm thinking about more and more, especially as we're building more of these worlds and creating more of these characters, because I have certain elements that I know what I want to do. And this conversation is helping me to make it more rock solid in my mind of what I want to do and how I'm going to do it. Because there are certain things that I'm staying very true to the characters that I'm writing and creating. But they're going to have a lot of these struggles that it's more like real world struggles. And they're going to be put in these situations where certain characters are going to be destroyed by it. Other ones are going to be like, no, that was the right thing to do. So those moral things. Stuff like that to really make these stories, even more enjoyable. These conversations are very important to me. Anyway.
Vinny, here's a very important question for the people who are a little bit low on the panel and low and short in real life too. Will there be any representation for those little people in this book, like Red did in Wings of Vengeance?
You're asking me if there's
Thanks
gonna be
to
little
Peter
people?
Dinklage. No.
I was in the middle of typing something in the private chat,
Tony.
and then you came at my balls. God, what the hell, Tommy? I'm not that short, all right? Just because when I met you, I was scared. First off, Tommy is a tall dude, at least for my standards, and all 5'6" and 3/4 inches of me, and he didn't bend down. He didn't. It was very weird. We did kind of a half hug, the handshake man half hug, because if we did a full hug, my head would have been in his chest, and I think Tommy would have cradled it. I just have a feeling he would have had that moment. Yeah, I think so. No, I love Tommy. Love meeting Tom.
Come on, let's face it. If you hugged him, your face would be in his crotch. Come on.
It's not. It's no. I'm not that short. What is this?
Really
killing me.
You, brother.
I know. I love you
it's
guys.
all
I miss
good.
you guys.
Dude, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you too in person. Because
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take that trip.
Yeah,
I'll take that trip. Yeah,
it'll be good, man. But yeah, like I said though, like everything that we're doing here, and what we're talking about, it is very important. It's not so much selfish reasons why I'm having this conversation. These are conversations that I like to have. It's what I miss having, like when I used to go to the comic shop years and years ago. Of like, what's working, what's not working, why is it working, why isn't it working? What's a story that's really cool that I can't wait to get it every month. Why am I enjoying that? When you break down those things and you ask those questions, I think you get to the place where you need to be with how you want to create things, how you want to tell these stories. And again, what's working, what isn't. So, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with all this stuff. But I can tell you right now, man, we're working damn hard to get these things into your hands and give you a story that you're really going to love. I can't wait for you guys to see where these characters go. I know the first issues are kind of more like introducing you into this world and certain aspects of that. But in the 50 pages that I'm giving you with all this, you're going to see a lot of these characters, the motivations, what's driving them, where they're going with it, the ship battles and all the other crazy scenes that happen. Those are always fun to do, but you're going to see, again, I try to make sense as to why and where things are going, not just to do just a splash page for the sake of doing a splash page. No, give people more. I try to approach it in that cinematic way for that reason, because I want these things to last, not just be a quick flash in the pan, not for a quick cash grab or anything like that. No, I want to give you guys stories that you're gonna truly enjoy. All my books so far, like people have been telling me in the comment sections in private, writing me all the time saying, I really love that. Oh my God, what a great story. Or I can't wait for the sequel to see where they're gonna go with all this. And that's cool. That's what we need to keep it going, man. Keep the conversation going with what we're doing here, not just,
Absolutely.
it's the indie scene versus the mainstream. It's not that. It should be, can we just get proper stories out there? Could we write and draw these amazing scenes and create these worlds that people are they're truly going to come back to over and over because they want to, not just because if they like somebody or I have a couple of them already. What the hell? I'll grab the next one. No, give them a reason to want to run back. Like, what is this story? Or,
absolutely.
These characters sound so damn cool, and where are they going with it? And that's what you want. You want to have the good questions and to continue these kind of conversations, in my personal opinion.
Well, like in video games, nobody can trust games journalists anymore. So professional game reviews are worthless. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of word of mouth that will sell games. People are like, hey, I just played the latest insert game here, and it's awesome, dude. You got to check it out. And I'm fairly certain that's how, it'll proliferate across comics as well. It's like, oh, dude, did you read, what is it, City of Venus?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see I don't want to give away anything, but like, did you see this? You start geeking out about it, and people are like, oh, really? I got to go get me that.
In the video game industry, though, Chris, it's not called word of mouth anymore. It's called word of teeth for us.
Oh, God.
And you're what it's the same things. Like you can fool people only so many times, right? Like as far as your normies, people that just consume these things because they think it looks good. Whatever your level, whatever your level of involvement with any of these properties is up to you. But you look, hail Chris. But
Sugar
you look
Chris in the house, man. Hail, brother. How you doing tonight, my friend?
I was talking with my friends, like I say, who don't follow any of the stuff that we do, and we were talking about Rotten Tomatoes. I was talking about, and one of them said, yeah, I don't trust. I feel like Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like if they give it a positive score,
Yeah.
that it's a bad movie. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it is, because you can't trust the reviewers, like Chris said. And it's everything is word of mouth, like this whole grassroots indie scene. I hope that we get to a point where, people that are in the mainstream or indie scene are creating good books for people, for the fans, treating the fans right. But we need, at this time, we really do need people like Red, Vinny, Chris, Fatal J, people who are putting stuff out there because they love doing it. That's very important right now, and it's gonna it's gonna help comics survive what it's been going through, for the last 10 years.
Well, I'm also a customer. Like, I mean, I bought this spinner rack. It wasn't just for show. Like, it's to house all the stuff that I back instead of having them like thrown, haphazardly.
Oh no, it's for show. It's for you to show off your wonderful collection. Just go ahead and just keep rubbing it in our face.
But like I mean, more than just like our stuff, on our panel, but like we got like the Merry Boys here. We've got Star Circuit. We've got War Party. We've got the Veil Walker, the Lucent, Fiendish. Like, check that stuff out. Like I read it. I'm not just. It's not just like for professional reviewers who got free copies to say good things about these books. It's like, no, I bought this stuff. If it was crap, I wouldn't be talking about it. Like I honestly want more people's eyes on this, and I want people to check out Through the Woods or City of Venus or Sunsworn or even Bonds. Like they're good books. It's
dude, I got the e-copy of Blackheart Mansion. Beautiful.
Hell
it's
yeah.
beautiful looking, man. It's so many good projects out there, man. Any of you guys, I can't really see the chat, so any of you good guys out there, indie creators out there, hail to you too, and keep your head up and keep working. But this type of imagination is what's going to help the scene survive.
Yeah, Brutal Morning Wood rubbing his rack in our face.
Does that make you feel like a big man, Chris? Does it?
Oh yeah, we're still men. My name is Robert Paulson. I've got a huge rack.
Brutal Morningwood, who, by the way, has been streaming a lot. And, dude, work on your channel, because you're becoming a good streamer, dude. You've got a good personality, good interaction with an audience. You really should just do it, man. Make a channel.
He's muted, Vinny.
Was I muted or Vinny's muted?
No, Vinny is muted.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, man. No, yeah, dude, yeah, I didn't know Brutal Morningwood was doing so many streams and stuff, dude. I'm gonna have to check him out because Brutal's awesome. He's got great insight on stuff too. And he's funny as hell on top of it. But that's
very quippy, good personality, Vinny. Good, he's entertaining on a stream, man.
Oh, for sure, man. I think it was on a stream or two with him. I think on your channel a while ago.
Might have been.
Did he wear the helmet? Didn't he wear the helmet?
I don't know.
Could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking something else. I don't know. But apologies if I did get you confused with somebody else. Well, no, he supports us all the time over here. But I'm pretty sure I was on a stream or two with him on a Walton stream. Anyway, yeah,
it
guys.
Well,
and that's the thing, man. It's we got to keep pushing out a good narrative for people. Great stories, great artwork. Like Chris said, man, I'm happy when I get the independent books. But yeah, it's again, we got to put these proper elements in, break down what works and what doesn't. Like I said, you use the mainstream, because they used us for such a long time. And then they destroyed these characters. Well, let's look back at again what worked, what you liked, why you liked it, and then try to kind of work your stories into a certain way that has that same rhythm or taste that you enjoyed in the books that actually were good, not the shit that they're putting out now. Not again. I don't want to go down that path because I'm going to start going off like a truck driver, But if I was a truck driver, I'd be in Canada right now, going to Ottawa.
Oh, did you hear what they're pulling with that stuff? You see the nails they threw on the road? They had some Quebecers had to go in, like the sub-zero weather out there, and use magnets and stuff to like scrape these nails off the roads. Yeah.
Holy crap.
They were
my God.
It was Trudeau himself, right? He was like, we need to stop that.
Probably.
You're like Santa Claus, riding across the sky, throwing nails down.
No,
Salty.
they had a plant in the crowd who had a an American Civil War, and then Trudeau's photographer who was cut in 4K, film like aiming right at the guy to like get that one dude who had like weird like how do people keep falling for this
Because
crap?
I don't know,
Turning
Chris.
it into race.
It's
This has nothing
Chris.
to do with race.
It's because the enemy that they're saying is out there has never really existed, and if they do, they're a very small minority. So they have to produce the bad guy. Look, there's the bad guy.
It's like like Ezra Miller there. He's going off about, you know, better kill the Ku Klux. Dude, I'm with you on that. The only problem is I don't see him.
Yeah, someone mentioned in his comments, they're like, dude, there's only like 10 members left and they're all FBI agents.
Like, I agree. Like, those are bad people. We should get rid of them, but we're not seeing them. And the people you are calling those people are not those people.
Well, they showed up to a rally and realized how many crazy SJWs there were out there. And then Charlottesville, I think it was the first Charlottesville, right? They showed up, and then they did the second Charlottesville, but they didn't do it. They didn't show up. And so all you had was the Antifas and the SJWs and all those people. And who ended up causing the havoc?
Oh yeah,
they did.
Yeah,
I think Charlottesville was a false flag. Like, I don't know anybody who was like, and conservatives don't buy tiki torches. If they're going to open carry, they're going to open carry.
I don't think it was so much. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to mention that Salty Cracker is kind of predicting. You guys are talking about the enemy that isn't out there. He's predicting some kind of false flag at this event. Like, they're going to run a truck into their own government building or something to make the bad guy out of these guys.
They're going to do what that dude did with the SUV in what was that, Wisconsin there, where he ran over all the white people.
Right. And I'm sure at that point it won't be the truck; it'll be the driver.
Yeah, and who just happened to get the bear bug and isn't going to be around the next few days.
He's hiding out in his mansion.
Exactly.
The CIA's been practicing. The CIA's been practicing all this in third world countries for a century, and now they're bringing it home. That's what I see.
Well, you got to remember too. Trudeau was trained by Schwab, the German, horrible, nasty.
So greatly said.
Yeah. It's all about that, right? So he's been trained by them. They know what they want, and Trudeau knows that everybody hates him. Everybody. So he's happy to step on all of them. That's why I pull out the Nancy Pelosi avatar thing, and I call you the peasants because that ultra rich elite. That's how they view everyone. That's how they want to destroy society like that. And again, in our cases anyway, they infiltrated Hollywood and the media and all that stuff. So they want to keep pushing out that bad narrative. That way you have no heroes. There's the family life is gone. You don't believe in religion. They're systematically breaking everything. That's why they can't stand people who are free thinkers and want to put better things out there in the world.
Yeah. And it all came from political.
We were having tonight because it's about retaining certain values. That's why certain characters are anchored to being superheroes or to that good. You know what I mean?
It expanded out, Vinny. Honestly, it expanded out. Shout out to the Fandom Menace Volume 1, Chapter 1, because they started working on this in the mid 2000s, and it was all about political power, and it has grown outward to other hateful people, other hateful types of people that are now reinforcing one another.
I would argue that and say I'd say it was the early 2000s.
Or at least
yeah, because that's when I was seeing a lot of this shit throughout.
You probably I mean, and you absolutely you were in that industry. I'll take that as what you're saying. But
time for more normies to start
incubated.
To see it.
I understand that.
But Ronald Reagan spent his career fighting the communist agenda and keeping it out of Hollywood. It's been going on for decades.
Well, it's been going on since the Korean War. After World War II, the communists. All these the feminist movement. All this. Those are CIA ops. Like look deep enough, and you'll find that these these deconstructionist movements are all based on communism. Marxism is a weapon wielded against target nations.
Allow me to rephrase. I apologize because you add I believe everything what you guys are saying. When it comes to the internet, using the internet and using that medium, it was around 2008 when papers were being commissioned, when people were really coming out and saying, let's use our allies in this sector and this sector to push this agenda so we can get Democrats at the brought in at the grassroots level, and then we can change the entire structure. But I just wanted to amend that real fast because you guys are absolutely correct.
Yeah, there are graphs that say like use of the word racism in news articles and stuff have like shot up since like 2012, and yeah.
Well, remember when Kotaku basically told every game developer that gamers are no longer your audience?
Yes, and that came from the idea of reinforcing a false narrative to protect one of their own. Yep. You had different all those journalists, all those different papers. But I'm sure they worked together at some point, but they were trying to be the better paper. When it came to protecting a casting couch, for an indie game review, then they had to circle the wagons, and then the customers who had a problem with sexual favors being traded for favorable reviews were then the enemy. Yep. It's been a wave of bullshit. There's no way to put it. That has hit us since that point in Gamergate. And you're right, Vin. I mean, absolutely. And Vinny and everybody else, you were talking about like the infusion of communism into, changing our society. But the medium of using the blanket statement, the blanket messaging across several sectors and platforms and the internet has been something that has damaged this generation.
Oh yeah.
In the way that they don't really critically think anymore. They consume and they just that is holy writ.
Yeah. Well, that's how everything's designed. That's why the streaming services work the way that they do, because they want people to be glued to the televisions, so or their phone, wherever they're watching it on, so that they're not creating on their own. They're not paying attention to what's going on in the world, and then they can start to pepper in more of these ideas, and it's going to be more normalized. So when they do see it in the real world, like, oh, I saw that on, oh, wow, that's really happening. Like, it's those type of things that they want, right? It's about brainwashing the society. And it's a disgusting thing. We've seen it, like, even on small levels with certain streamers and stuff, right? They put out a false narrative. They try to manipulate the audience against people.
Right.
Or it's disgusting, dude. It seriously is, man. And
but
that's why.
But it works.
Hold on. That's why I'm always pushing a positive view on stuff. Like, if you like something, let's talk about why, right? We'll showcase things. And if it's bad, we'll break it down. And why is it bad? When the He-Man Revelations came out, part 1.
Oh God.
Liam and I and a couple other people, we broke down for 4 hours why it was bad. We did say what was good, but we broke down why it was bad. And it came down to story elements, the things that they tried to push in our face, and then it came to the obvious designs of, she has a man's look now and all this other, like we broke down everything. But for 4 hours, we dissected that lump of shit of a show. All right, and again, approach it in a logical way. Point out why it was wrong, not just wagging your finger and being, it ain't got me this. Who cares? All these dumb little quotes and all these little labels they slap on everything and everyone is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We'll get to the root of it. And once you see why, then you're like, oh, okay, now my eyes are open to it. And if I see something like that again, I know, like, all right, I could really, it'll be a waste of time. So I'll look the other way. But when you see the good, you could actually appreciate it for what it is. And that's kind of the whole idea of this, right? So if you want to be part of a movement or with this or that, well, put out proper things, man. Give people something to chew on, entertain them in a proper way. And like I said, man, leave your drama on the page. Don't put it in real life. Act like adults. Because when you don't act like an adult, well, guess what happens? The rest of society crumbles around you as well. And you scratch your head. Well, why? Well, because everyone's making fart jokes instead, and
they're laughing at you
and attacking each other. Because when you just attack each other, there's no growth. You know who wins? Look, this back and forth stays back and forth. The person who's on top is going to stay up there. The back and forth goes nowhere. Those two groups destroy each other. It crumbles into shit. While you
Right.
have people like the Pelosi's of the world, you have all these nasty people with all this money, stolen things, corruption like you wouldn't believe, but they stay on top for that reason because they continue to fight between two stupid groups. That's not what we need to do because the same thing happened to
Hail, brother.
Mark Brooks. Thank you, man. He did the same thing. He came out recently. He said that anyone who's CG are horrible people and alt-right. Well, that's a false narrative that you just put out there. Because whether you are or you aren't means nothing to me. Because what we are and what we're doing here is an independent scene. If you want to use that thing, the hashtag, whatever, that's up to you. It doesn't fucking matter on any level. Because no one's signed up to anything. No one's getting a paycheck from a company that's labeled
Brother,
CG.
The CG company.
So
Brother.
hold on. So this is the thing that I'm talking about with all of this. So when that guy says something like that, someone who works at Marvel or DC, and he puts out that statement, well, he just attacked a multitude of people throughout. Because there's others who, if they want to use the hashtag, that's up to them. And if it's helping them, great, whatever. But we have every different color in here. Every people with different sexual preferences in this group. No one is alt-right. That's why I said if you have a problem with somebody specifically, then why don't you just call out that person specifically? No, what they're trying to do is destroy things because they don't like people making money. They think only they're going to keep that narrative, and everyone who works under their little umbrella of shit needs to put out that same stupid narrative. And anyone who says otherwise, oh, let's cancel them. And that's the bad thing, right? That's the horrible thing because they continue that shit across the board. Cancel culture is bad. Now, if you're somebody who is a big creator and you just decide you're going to start attacking smaller creators and putting out lies and bullshit narratives, well, you're a piece of shit who's also putting out cancel culture on others instead of getting your work done. You know, and
Hail,
that's the
brother.
fucked up thing, man. Hail, brother. And,
Yes.
and that's what is horrible, and that's what keeps destroying things because it's about keeping that fight going, right? Keeping that bullshit drama. And no one's getting work done. Things are late, and everyone's looking bad. And then when they do put out stuff, it looks like shit, and you can tell what's a grift and what isn't. I mean, let's face it, man.
That entire tactic is based off of playing off people's emotions. That's why politically they put out certain trigger words. This is why SJWs and far leftist communists. This is why they use certain phrases, certain words, because it summons a different emotional response from each person, whether it's some experience that they actually had, or a family member, or the idea of it, or being offended at that being labeled upon them. It's all drama tactics, and this is where you got to learn that there are followers out there. There are people out there with a herd mentality that do not understand that the indie scene, each single indie creator is their own leader. Exactly. It's not a circle or a group. Each person is creating their own universe, their own product. If they're collaborating with others, they're working with other leaders, other independents. Yeah. And that's where I think that it gets lost in translation. You see Comicsgate and they think it's just this one group huddling in a freaking, in a like an El Smook lodge somewhere wearing members only jackets. Like, nah, that's not it. There's CG creators out there that are independent creators that have never even met one another, don't talk to each other, have no idea who each other is,
or don't even like each other.
Yeah, and you know how I know like what these people do. It is fact that they're putting out false narratives. It's because I know for a fact that Mark person, he talked with somebody in this community, and he knows what's fact and what's fiction, and he still put out that statement. So this is what I mean, man. It's people like that okay. You just said what you are, and you have no fucking face. You have nothing. You are a slave to the corporations, and you're gonna keep lying, and you're gonna keep putting out shit like that. And anyone who acts like that, behaves like that, I don't want them near me, and I don't want to go on their channels or anything. I want to get good product out there. I want to be positive. I want to have fun with people. That's it.
Vinny, you want to take it somewhere else real quick?
What's up?
So I want to bring a little positivity to this because we seem to be going down the rabbit hole of hate. So here. Well, let's look at this real quick and just be happy for a moment.
Oh damn! You got it, man.
Look at the sorceress in that.
Yeah, it's a special limited edition that only comes with this. I'm going to wind up showing this off on Collectible Pass eventually. Going to do a full unboxing and review of it for
Is that
Vinny
full
and
scale?
I.
That
Yeah.
box art is so fantastic.
Oh, damn.
Dude,
That is fantastic, Tommy.
hell yeah.
Beautiful, man.
I got that at a really good price. The wife with her wonderful Target card and red card and all the discounts, it wound up being so cheap. I was like, how can I say no to that?
Right.
She tried to say no many times, and I said, we're not hearing it. And she said, what do you mean, wait? I said, you need to look at the guinea pigs.
Look at the
There's so many things out there though that that are inspiring. There's so many things out there that we can actually still care about. The problem is I think a lot of times we wind up getting lost in this circle of hatred with all these idiots who are sitting there constantly at our fucking necks. And so I like to employ the tactic of I just like to irritate them, and I irritate them enough that they go away. And I don't have to deal with them anymore.
Dude, I hear you, brother. Like I said, I brought up that kind of stuff because, again, it's just so more people are aware because there's a lot of horse shits that's still stemming and stirring in all those stupid circles, right? I say if it came from the mainstream, I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it because it's still going to be attached with that shit, and again, even be worse than it in a lot of cases.
I hear you, Vinny, and Tommy bringing that light, dude, that was beautiful. That was a good moment. It's simply that, and I got caught up in it. You get caught up in seeing things going on around you that you just don't understand because that just isn't right in your opinion. This is where you got to separate yourself from that. Create,
of course.
Create, guys.
Create. Get these books done. Get them out there. Show people what you're worth, man. And and I keep hearing nothing but great things. Mark Whittlesey, like I said, and he said some really nice words about all this. He said he's instantly hooked. He said the story on City of Venus, the artwork, his mind's blown. He can't wait.
That's awesome.
And that's what I love to hear too, man.
And that's what really quick, Vinny. Like I said this a couple of weeks ago, man. I think that a lot of indie creators in the beginning, like the Comicsgate, when the Comicsgate was really, really big, not that it isn't now, no disrespect. I think they missed a lot of big audience in that Fandom Menace crowd. Like Mark is OG Fandom Menace, and he's looking at these products coming out from the indie scene, and he's loving it. That's where, like, forget hashtags. We're all people, we're all individuals, and create your products because there are hundreds of thousands of fans out there who have been around you on YouTube in different chats with you that would love what you're making. They would love what you're making. You just got to get it out there. Keep creating, be positive.
People out there that nobody's even noticed. And I see you, Keely Chow. I see you talking about that loser. People like Lunga and all those other idiots like that. It's a simple philosophy of mind over matter. I don't mind because he really doesn't matter in my world. He could sit there in his tiny little circle of hate boners and jerking off to it all he wants, and it still is not going to affect my day.
And even there, right? That's a good point, Tommy. But even there, Lunga's a writer. He's writing a fantasy series. So like there's indie creators all over the place, and even if you don't agree or share viewpoints with one another, like I said, there's a wealth of universes being created out there. No matter what channels you go to or who you watch or what your thing is. Don't promote drama, promote projects, work on projects. That's what we should do.
We like I said, we need to build each other up, not tear anybody down. Okay. And the mainstream does it. Certain people and higher positions or whatever you want to call it.
Let's not do it.
Yeah, let's not, because it's gross, man. It's dirty and it's ruining everything that we're trying to build. So again, get the good stuff out there. That's why I always tell people, be kind to one another, be kick-ass while you create. Don't take shit from anybody, but you could still, again, put out the great stuff, put out good energy, be a superhero.
Yeah, be a superhero. That's a good way. And you're going to get stuff like this that Vinny made. Look at that ass. God, I love that book. Oh, that's a beautiful book.
You're not looking at the ass. You're looking at the trees in the background.
Oh, God damn it, Tommy.
Well, whatever you're looking at, you're going to enjoy it, especially with this, man. We have Frankie Nose in the house. He's the writer on this book, co-creator of it. So, yeah, make sure to snatch this up because when they're gone for good. I'm not going back to print on a hardcover.
Get the hardcover, guys. It's so worth it. It is the most
Mine
beautiful
should be-
thing, man.
Mine should be here tomorrow.
That's awesome,
sweet,
Tony.
man. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, you look at that. That is
This
gorgeous.
is my favorite part. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like that's
Right.
pencil. That's hand drawn. Like right in the
Yeah,
book.
Steven can't show off his copy because it's all soggy now.
Yeah, hey, it got hard. And
Bam. Beautiful stuff,
beautiful.
man.
It is.
That's what you want. You want the great quality. And yeah, man. A big thank you to everyone who's backed this shit. Everyone on panel here who's backed it. You guys are amazing. Everyone in the chat who's picked up these books. I can't thank you enough because again, your support lets us create even more. It allows us to keep putting out awesome stuff. And that's what I want to continue to do for everybody here. Shout out to the Kraken, man. This is the newest one. I'm wearing all the hats on this. So please make sure to snatch this one up. I have the really, really killer acrylic standees as well. I showed them off earlier and on my other streams, but definitely you could grab these as well. Double-sided. These things
That
are
is
amazing.
cool, Vinny.
I got the Kraken on there, character's name. I got my logo on the back. Yeah, just everything you need, you're gonna get. We're gonna try to give you the best quality. Again, if the campaign does better, you know, I'm always gonna be putting more great stuff into these. But and again, whatever leftovers from any of these projects, you typically go into the next project on top of it. So I want to try to make sure we can get better and better things out there for everybody. But essentially, it comes down for me. First and foremost is the book and the story. I want to give you the best of the best. So yeah, that's why it's countless hours of working damn hard on all of this stuff. Yeah, it's for you guys. It's for me as well. And yeah, we're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm not kidding, guys out there. I mean, there are times when I text Vinny or we invite him on the live streams. He can't do it. This man is working hard on this project. He's putting his heart and soul into it. I can't wait to get this book.
Yeah, man. Because a lot of people, they don't realize it either. It's not just that I'm working on this. There's other freelance jobs I need to take. I'm working on the YouTube channel. I'm jumping on a lot of different people's streams as well while I'm working. That's why you typically only see my face in most cases on my own stream because I can't work and stream at the same time. So that's why I put my camera on so you guys can see me and know that I'm real. But yeah, anyway.
Can I make a request, Vinny?
What's that?
Can we take a look at Infantile Chronicles? Because I can't wait for that book either.
Dude, of course. This book is so beautiful. I keep forgetting to grab it. Mine's on the other side of but I got the standee here all the time because I right on my windowsill because I love this thing, man. So cool. This project's awesome. Chris,
dude, it is beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Chris, take it.
Well, I took out another Russian. Sorry. Go for it.
Well, if you like fantasy stories that harken back to like the 90s Saturday morning cartoons like the Pirates of Darkwater or 90s anime, things like Records of Lodos or even Dragonlance or ElfQuest, the old comics. I think you'll love this. I mean, it's basically a story about growing up. I mean, some have alluded that the story has kind of similarities to like leaving the Garden of Eden. Others say it's what happens when you're a child and you have to face adulthood, some of the harshness of that. It's obviously there's allegories there. I mean, it's fantasy at its true core. There's violence, there's magic. It's the origins of like the fantasy elf race. It's not your typical Dungeons and Dragons or Tolkien ripoff. I did a lot of research for over 30 years ago when I was developing the tabletop role-playing game Infinite Tale or Infinitale. And these chronicles are basically sessions of that game. So a lot of the characters that you see here are actually played by real players, and part of the mechanics of the game is to reward players to act out their characters. You're not just like murder hobos that go on a dungeon quest to go kill a dragon in a cave. There's an actual like story and a path of progression through it. And yeah, I mean we've had this story that went on for well into 10 books chronicle wise. There's actually a second saga that I'm hoping to get out as well, but I mean you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. Focus on consolidating that 10 book saga, The War of the Trees. and I'm hoping to get that out all consolidated into a big omnibus at the end that might resemble something like the box that it comes in.
That would be pretty damn
beautiful,
epic, man.
Yeah. Also, speaking of some badass art and some of our creators, I have this is a prototype. The real version is a hollow foil, but I'm holding a contest over here for Infinitail Comic on Twitter for followers, and I've reached my 600 follower milestone.
Awesome.
Giving away
That is killer.
four lucky followers will be getting the hollow foil version of Nerium's. That's Queen Ashley.
Beautiful.
That is fantastic, man. And those hollow foils, they look amazing. I have one from the first campaign. It's arguably the Sugar Crisp one. Yeah, that one.
Giggity.
Yeah, these are absolutely gorgeous, man. Like I said, Chris, he thinks about everything when it comes to this stuff. So, and like you said, man, 30 years in the making. So, he knows what he's doing. He's got a killer story. He's got a killer project. Show them what you've been working on too. Then.
So for the next campaign, I'm hoping this is just a prototype, but you can see the standee here I made of Queen Ashlyn here. There's a nice 3D version that I printed out, and there's a nice, can't really see it, but there's a cap there with a nice hollow, and I'll be putting in an NFC chip, and we'll have our own little amiibo. And I'm hoping to, obviously there'll be data in there, whether or not you swipe it on your phone and get like a little intro movie or something that talks about the character, or maybe it might access the PDF the way that I made the NFC cards for the Ultimate Bundle backers during the campaign, where they could just swipe the card against the back of their phone and they got the digital edition. I might be able to do that for this as well.
That's incredible, man.
Thanks.
Dude, you are one smart dude on top of everything else. One hell of a great guy. Sugar Chris. Wait, the Sugar Chris one.
Dang it!
Well, actually, Chris Fisk said it on one of my other streams, and I thought it was pretty funny. I just sorry, brother.
I'll take the blame.
Oh man, how you doing, Jason? Dude, unhinged in the house as well. Excellent, man. Yeah, but dude, that's it. He's tickling the algorithm. That's a good thing, man. Tickle it nice and well. Make sure they know you're here. Hit like, leave some comments and all that great stuff. And say no to the Russian bots. Remember that. Because the more we get of those guys, we're going to keep blocking them.
Vesvidanya, comrades.
Right? But and that's what I mean, man. There's quality here. There's great stuff. And like I said, if you missed the conversation, I urge anyone to go back, take a look at the stream, because it was a fantastic conversation about superheroes versus kind of like your regular protagonist, your regular hero. And again, kind of dissecting a little bit of Marvel and DC on, again, what worked, what didn't work, why it did, why it didn't. These are important things, man. And it steers us in the right direction when it comes to creating these awesome projects for you guys and girls. So, I hope everybody did have a great time tonight. I'm going to have to call it because I started getting these coughing fits again. The stupid.
Oh, man.
It's like this like leftover shit from the COVID. Like, it's.
Yeah, it's all clearing out now.
Yeah, man. The whole sinus area, it's weird issues, man. But, dude, again, we're doing our best. I'm sure the weather's not helping right now.
No.
It's right now. It looks like it's 46 degrees.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
But yeah, man. And again, it's just a couple of days ago. It was still like 80 over here. So it's those drastic changes that it's messing up with a lot of stuff. Anyway, enough of all that. But yeah, I hope everyone had a great time tonight. Nothing but love for everyone out there. Remember, keep kicking ass while you create. That's what we got to do here. Back all these awesome projects. Like I said, we had Sunsworn. Red was in earlier. City of Venus. Again, the sequel's coming. So it's as soon as I'm done with Shadow of the Kraken, that's all fulfilled and everything, I'm going to be working on this and on the YouTube channel again. I want to do some more of those kind of master classes, maybe some drawing streams. We'll change it up. We'll have a good time. Through the Woods still available. Grab all that great stuff. The art books are located on the City of Venus campaign. So remember, hit the featured tier, do the add-on if you want all 3 books. That's kind of key. If you guys want to see them one more time, I can show you all these great things. because it's just, again, this is about getting the work done, getting it out there for everybody. I'm gonna just bam. You can get
There
all
they
three
are.
of these gorgeous books.
Hell yeah.
And again, we just got a good plug recently from Mark. So jump on all this great stuff. If you want this amazing hardcover book, you can still get it as well. And like I said, soon we're going to be I'll be doing the fanning here with Shadow of the Kraken as well. Once I'm done with that, like I said, I'm getting very close to finishing it. I have just a handful of pages pretty much to paint. Slightly more than a handful, but looking to get it out there for you guys. First quarter, still we're on a great track. All the pencils, all the inks are done. Like I said, I spent a little bit of time working on the acrylic standee. Brand new to the campaign. You can get it by itself over here. Like I said, I had to add an extra 50 because you guys bought it right away. And you can get, if you haven't yet backed the book, you can get the book with the standee. And the only other way to get it, and this is going to be super limited because I'm going to have to pull it soon, the Ultra Bundle. These will be added on the Ultra Bundle as well. I know you see a certain number there right now, but I'm going to have to close it out because I need to put the orders in for these things. So the beanies take a while. So I want to make sure to get all that stuff in. So yeah, we have cool options. Check it all out. Thank you so much, everybody. Chris, let them know where they could find you and where they could get a chance to get, that sweet holofoil piece.
Sweet. Yeah, the Nerium card here.
Yes.
You can get it at Infinitail Comic. Just by following me, you get entered into the random drawing. 4 winners will be chosen. And I'm going to be holding this for every 100 followers I get. So we're at 600 now, so the next one will be at 700, and so on and so forth. And yeah, there's a limited number of these. So if you are a collector and you have backed like the first campaign and you got all those collector cards or whatever, this is number 11. So you're only going to get it from the follower contest. Otherwise, that's it.
Excellent, my friend. Beautiful. Go follow him. Tommy in the Guinea Pig Collective. I'm a co-host over on his channel on the Thursday shows. It's the Collectible Pass with 2 guineas, but let them know everything else you want to say, Tommy.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective here, nibbling off toes. You probably went into your fridge and noticed all your vegetables were missing. Just follow the Guinea Pig Jelly Beans all the way back to my channel, where you can find me talking about old toys, retro toys, old movies, and all the stuff that we love from all those years past. Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, we do Going Old School retro discussions where we get a group of people together and talk about those things that we love from the past so much. Tomorrow's show is actually going to be wrestling, figure, merchandise, and just wrestling in general. We're going to have a nice big discussion about that. I know Adam Shawhan is going to be there. ETEP's going to be there. Tony is supposed to be there as well. I don't know who else is going to be stopping in. Should be a lot of fun. I'm looking
tomorrow
forward
night,
to that.
you said?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to swing by, man. I'm going to try to swing by.
It should be a grand conversation. I'm going to reach out to a few other people that I know that are extremely huge wrestling fans and try to get them on as well. The more the merrier, I think, because I think it's going to be a wonderful conversation. I've already got a few clips brought up of some of the older toys that I actually have in my collection to be able to show off as well, and I'm hoping everybody else is going to. I know ETEP for sure is going to be showing stuff off. Man, that guy's got a whole bunch of nice toys that he likes to pop on camera and just, rubbing everybody's face, kind of like Chris in his comic book rack. And then, of course, like Vinny said, on Thursdays at 7:45, Vinny and I get together and we do Collectible Pass, where we talk about retro toys and old toys and what they're doing right with a lot of these newer ones that are being released. Now, I did show off a little bit of that Castle Grayskull. That will probably be on next Thursday's episode. Maybe possibly we'll talk to Liam and see if Liam wants to come back on and discuss that. What do you think about this new reiteration of Castle Grayskull? I'm really excited to open this thing up. Man, his box is humongous. You have no clue how huge his box is, because the filming box that I created for it is pretty damn huge. It's almost like it's 2 feet high by 3 feet wide, almost. Maybe 2.5. It's very large, and this box takes up the whole filming area. It's humongous. So It looks pretty sweet. I'm interested to see the figure. I do have the other version of the Sorceress as well, so I'll probably just pop that in real quick to show the difference between the two figures once I unbox it. But a whole lot of fun coming your way. Make sure you guys stop by and check that stuff out. Eventually, Collectible Pass will be bouncing over to Vinny's channel once he's all done with Shadow of the Kraken and he's ready to start taking responsibility of running the stream every other week, and that'll take a lot of load off this little piggy's back. So remember, guys, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent.
Amen, brother. And I gotta say too, man, Tommy and I, we always have a blast over on his channel. So yeah, man. And I've been wanting to do it too, man, doing the back and forth. So like I said, maybe even before it's done, we'll have another stream over by me for that, because I do love talking about the figures. It's always a great time. And like I said, man, when I host, I could actually I could jump on camera too, so I could show you the cool shit that I've gotten aside from just the reviews. But we're gonna get more reviews up on the channel as well. Like I said, I was shooting one. It'll be a Marvel Legends, something that I saw, which I think was an exclusive for Best Buy. That's where I found it. I never saw it again anywhere else. Just the one time. So I figured let me do a review on it. I was surprised too, because it's for Marvel Legends. They don't normally do figures that are on the sexy side. They like to make sure all the women are flat, and we know what their narrative is now, right?
Yeah.
But so I saw it's this Tigra character. So I figured we're gonna do a cool review on that one and show you a little bit of that. But yeah, I have something really cool. Like I said, I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. DHL screwed something up there, but once that arrives, I'll give you a good breakdown. And that's a 1/6 scale figure. So yeah, it'll be really cool. And yeah, I want to say what it is, but I still want to surprise you guys. Anyway, where was I here? Tone, man, tell them where they can find you, brother.
Yeah, come check. Now, granted, we don't have the cool guinea pig jelly beans, but we do have comedy skits over at the Clown World Review. Those sound delicious, by the way. Yeah.
Nice.
That's nasty.
Guys, every Tuesday is the Monday Night War retrospective. We talk about the greatest time to be a wrestling fan. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Tuesday is my birthday, so come celebrate it with us over there. We're going to be talking about, yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be, it's always a blast. And the 2.5 hours, I mean, just flies by so quick. It's always a good time. Yeah, so come check us out, the Clown World Review. Also, can I just say, since he's not here, check out the Probe on Red Gaze's channel every Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's right before the stream with Tommy and myself. So yes, make sure to watch the Probe. That's always fun.
It starts 6:05 on Thursday.
Yeah, yes. We had a great conversation over there too about storytelling and stuff. This past Thursday, it was a good one.
Yeah, so all the links are in the chat, guys. Thank you, everyone on the panel. Thanks to the chat, and like these guys say, but more importantly, like they do, be the change you want to see in the world.
Absolutely,
hell, brother.
Thank you, Tony, man. You're always the best, brother. And speaking of another cool brother, my
guys,
friend,
please.
Mr. Walker, go for it.
Thank you very much, sir. Guys, make sure to support your independent creators. Share links out there for your favorite YouTubers. And back all these wonderful people on this panel and support independent creators. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am currently working on TFMV2 while I'm out working. Not much content on my channel, but if you stop by and throw a sub at me, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, love you guys. I am author Stephen Walton, the fandom menace historian, your historian, born in the chats of the High Council with my brothers and sisters, fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other, yet suffer no fools. Peace.
Excellent, man. Excellent. And like I said, man, you can catch me here on Fridays and Sundays. Fridays, we typically go on about 5 o'clock. That way we give a chance for other people around the world in Europe and stuff to come on a little bit earlier. Yeah, man. Like I said, we're gonna continue having a good time. We're gonna continue to push the great stuff out there. And like our friend, the Boba Mandalorian here. This is the way. So Evil Knievel it up, folks. I want to say a big thank you again, everyone in the chat here. You guys are amazing. Superfan Adam Shawhan, Chris Fisk, Keely Chow. There's been a lot of you tonight. Unhinged. We had Sugar Chris in the house. We had the King of the Squibs. Frankie Knows. Walton had a bounce already. Yeah, man, he's out. But excellent. We're out here. Well, like I said, we had a whole bunch of people. Brutal Morningwood. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Like I said, voice is kind of going a little bit, and the coughing fits are happening. But yes, everybody here, you guys and girls rock. Awesome one, Sam Rogers. Again, Decepticons.
Lester Dingleberry, Wookiee Supremacy.
Yes, man. Thank you, brother. Wookiee Supremacy popped in too. That's right. We had a couple new people too I've never seen before.
What about Chris Maycock?
Yes, Chris Maycock. What about
Sambo Gogo?
Yeah, Sambo Gogo.
Unhinged.
Yeah, Unhinged. I got. But yeah, man, you guys all rock. Parrot Head for sure, man.
Yeah.
Dude, funny freaking memes, man.
Good to see
again,
Decepticon Cave and Villain stop into.
Yes, and don't be an SKW. No good. No good. The frogs are gay. Ashley Lynn popped in. Blair de Blair. We missed the Russian. Oh no, I forgot. Sometimes the Russian bots I can still see over here even when they're blocked. The lovely Sherry. Thank you so much for being here as well. Like I said, man, we had a lot of awesome people.
And a late drop in by my sketchbook 340.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. Thanks for stopping in here. We're about to go out. But again, I urge anyone, if you're just coming in now or if you watch this on the replay, yes, go back, watch it from the beginning because we had a great conversation about superheroes versus, your regular hero, your anti-hero. And again, why the mainstream is falling apart for what they're doing. And again, it's just a really good discussion. So I urge anyone, check it out, especially if you're a creator too. Might give you some better ideas on stuff. But yes, thank you everybody for being here. Tony, thank you for dropping all the links too tonight, and
thanks,
and anybody and everybody else who has. You guys and girls rock. I think I got everything. So where is my outro stuff? Remember, everybody, be kind to one another. Be kick ass while you create. Suffer no fools. Peace.